Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I'm Dre, man, back in the hot seat today. As you already know, average United fan. Let's not go into it. Let's just quickly go around the room. I think that's the best way to do it. Starting on my right, Joey.
Yo, it's your boy Joe Nomadic, aka Liverpool's #1 supporter. Here to talk about ushering in the new dawn. New dawn of champions. No Arsenal, all Liverpool. No United.
Hey, do your intro,
all
man.
Liverpool.
Do your intro,
No
man.
Newcastle, all Liverpool. Real champions.
I'm even happy that we got a shout out, bro. Really.
Real champions are here tonight.
What are you saying? You got super excited?
Nah, man. This
I'm saying with the whole
Oh. Nah. They can't see this, bro. They can't see this. It's not on camera. Yeah, keep it moving.
Moving on to Van der Gaal. Marley
Mal here, Man United supporter. Yeah, man. Just doing what we do, man. Just drinking through our pain. Just doing what we do. Yeah, happy to be here.
I don't blame you, man. And Della?
Yo, Della Strada, sometimes a free agent, sometimes a man of many clouds. But today, I'm with a man, though, isn't he?
Oh my God.
You actually bought one. You bought one.
What am I saying?
Wow.
Hey, Champions League, let's get it, baby.
You know what, man? That makes me sick.
This is the same guy that wanted the guard of honor.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, you're never going to give it to me, so let me be me in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
man.
fair.
Bah, it looks good on you, man. The Arsenal kit looks good on you, man. Pause.
Moving on to Strives.
Yeah, come on, man. It's your boy Strives. But you call me Striver. Obviously representing Arsenal. Great time to be here, man. Great time to be here. Yeah, I just can't wait for this episode, man. I really can't, man. I really can't wait for this episode. I've been waiting for it, like, literally since Tuesday, bro. Since Tuesday, waiting for this episode. Like, I'm waiting. Like, the boys know what I'm waiting for, man. So, yeah, I'll stop rambling and let's move on.
I don't blame you. And we've got a special guest in the house, Big Doug. Welcome.
Della, scrap.
Come on.
Introduce yourself. Which club are you representing?
Arsenal, come on, wait. Let me just...
Come on.
They've all come out of woodwork, bro. Oh, Lord.
This has become an Arsenal fan TV now, yeah?
Hey, we've been trying to get him on for 2 years, bro.
Hey, we're making it back today, you get me? You know what I'm saying? I'm an Arsenal man. Excited to be here. You know what I mean? I've done one online with the man before, you get me? Yeah, so I'm excited to be here, man. And just, it's an exciting week, you know what I mean? So let's go.
And I'm feeling the top, bro. It's bringing back memories.
Brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, you make man emotional in there. Hey, man, start getting emotional in there, man. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of emotional, did you see, it was Anne Hathaway, bruv, when she was singing the North London Feather tune, bruv?
Yeah.
No.
Angelic.
What's wrong?
You might say that angelic.
What's wrong?
Some things are too corny.
Bruv,
It's mad shit.
It's all right, bruv.
I don't blame her. We just beat Real Madrid, so she's drunk. Just North London. Yeah, she was drunk, bro. She was drunk.
I was on Twitter saying, bro, if there was a caption for if they giving it ick, bruv, this would be it.
I didn't even see it still.
Yeah,
I didn't even see it. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, you can find Podcast Pundits on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. We're on all major platforms. Give us a like, give us a follow. We're growing every week. We appreciate you watching us. Get onto the YouTube. Get onto the views, get onto the likes. Obviously, let's delve straight into it anyway. Let's go straight over to you, Joe. It was Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. Before we go into that game where Van Dijk goes from 0 to hero. Talk to us about Salah. You put a big post out during the week.
Yeah, man. Obviously, contract done. Was it? You lot are used to this with was it the Obama thing when you lot?
Batman.
Yeah, Willie won't he sign?
Obama.
Sorry, Obama. Yeah. With the Willie won't he sign in it? So you lot have been there before, so it was nice to just like confirm that signature and having done. Obviously, like I've been on record saying. I'm kind of ready to move on to the next phase, but real talk. I've been ready for it to move on to the next phase, but like it's this way we don't have to rip off the Band-Aid straight away. We can like have a nice handover.
Just give him a nice little retirement package.
And then give him
looking after the OAPs still, man.
Yeah, what's that game when you come back? Testimonial. You might get a testimonial out of it as well, man.
You know, every player that plays wicked for the contract always has a dud next season. You know that.
He knows.
Well, I think
We all know.
He knows.
This side of the decades now, like this side of the 20.
One thing we have to say about Salah, though, he did, when he played for the contract last time, kind of
kept on playing.
Kept on playing. And
He
kept on
had a
out.
contract. He wasn't fighting for his life then, you get me? He had options.
Like, he's
Well,
fighting
what
for
you
his
think
life,
he got
really.
options now, bro?
Bro,
I
it's
mean,
Saudi
where
Arabia,
were they?
Saudi Arabia.
I didn't see that much in the press about it. I mean, we just assumed that Saudi
he turned them down from day one, bro,
But
and
he
said,
knows
"I
he
want to
can go
stay
Saudi
here."
like in 2 years.
But there was
time,
no
like,
rumours, though. There was no like link.
No, I don't remember. Last season, he turned down the offer from Saudi. I think it was like something like 500k or something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is
Yeah.
really technically the only offer that was really out there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, where else is he going to go, bro? Like, he wants to win stuff, innit? So, like Arsenal's not going to take him. Like, who else is winning stuff in the Premier League?
No, he was always going to go Saudi. If he leaves Liverpool, he's going to go Saudi.
Because apparently it's
Fact.
400k
400k.
and then 480k with all his bonuses and everything in his contract. So
Okay.
is that...
So they've nearly matched it.
Yeah, so I'd say they've...
No.
What's he on now?
So he's on
350.
350. So they've gone up 50k, which is, I think that's a decent increase.
And then with all the bonuses, they have to be like realistic for him to sign it. What I'm thinking though, does this slow down your rebuild? Because
I think
I was just about to say that.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
think so.
Inevitably, Liverpool have to rebuild at some point.
Yeah.
And
like-
you're never gonna like, you're not benching
Exactly.
Salah, are you? He's
That's what
I'm
I'm
on
saying.
record saying that I'm ready for the next phase, but do we need to rip it off? Do we need to like just go straight in head first into the next phase, or should we like usher in the new generation?
I'll be honest with you. You signing Salah and them signing Salah is like a sign of indication that they're not really going to do much in the summer.
But it's not.
Yeah,
it's
that's-
not-
yeah.
it's not-
Bro, we're on
I'll
record
be
saying
real.
we're
I'll
going
be
crazy.
real. You might
Yes,
you
yeah.
might get a few additions and whatever,
But not
I
on the
don't
right.
feel like you're going to go mad. Like, because really, if you was to try, like look at Liverpool and the fact that, you know, Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk, it is kind of the time for them to move on. And then,
not
getting
Trent
it-
though.
No,
Not
Trent.
Trent. I think Trent could have probably stayed.
I feel like if Trent stayed and didn't go Real Madrid, in a season or two, Conor Bradley would take his position. Then all the
Are you saying
options for him,
if he stayed?
if he stayed,
Conor Bradley's taking his position.
because it's because you lot were already. Let's not get carried away where you lot a season ago weren't dissing this brother defensively.
Yeah.
No, I still do. I still diss him.
When Liverpool were getting opened up, everyone was looking and pointing the finger at Trent. Now all of a sudden,
You
because
still
Trent want to
do.
leave, everyone's
No,
like,
no.
This, that, are you there? And everyone's upset. But a season ago, and this is the thing, I reckon if he stayed,
Go on.
right? You know, like what is it like? Dark Knight feeling. Die and be a hero or stay long enough to be the villain, yeah?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I feel like with Trent, it's the perfect time for him to leave, because if he stayed now, and we already know defensively he's weak, yeah?
Yeah.
So if he stays now, and then like now all of a sudden he's had a few bad games, it's not really clicking, now he's the villain, yeah? Then now all the options that he might have had on the table for him to go when he was a free agent, because he signed a new deal now there has to be a transfer fee. They're not going to let Trent go for cheap. Do you get what I'm saying? So now what does he do? He wrote on the bench, he don't play.
Yeah.
No, but
You know what I'm
you
saying?
just
It's-
put a release clause in your contract there if they
maybe,
really
but-
want you.
yeah,
but
maybe.
I said the same thing to Strives maybe 2-3 weeks ago when somebody announced that he's going Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I said I'm happy for the next phase and we got to move on. So I agree with you on that. But what I will say is if Trent stayed, Conor Bradley's not taking his position, and
Because he gives too much going forward.
too much going forward.
And he's not
innit?
as bad defensively. I've
According to
always
Strives,
disagreed with that.
according to Strives. But what I say in terms of defensively, we've already like put a contingency for the way he defends. So that's why Konate is always covering that zone, and the DM or Grav it's part of their job role to go onto the right hand side. So I get it, but then on the other side, like him going, we're gonna lose a lot. But that's when everyone else has to start doing your job, bro. We signed Soboslai for 76 million. Do your job, McAllister. Do more. Like so, I'm not upset about that. But with regards to Mo Salah, this guy gives the club a lot, bro, and I can't see any signs of him slowing down. We got haters here, like in the form of Della who think like this guy is this guy was celebrating his signature.
Yeah, but I honestly
evil,
believe.
Well,
But it's good for me and it's good for you, right?
Yeah.
I honestly feel like what's happening now, second half of the season, with Salah sort of going off the ball, I think that's going to be a reflection of what's going to happen next season.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Liverpool are putting their hopes on him, it's a good thing because when they're not gonna bring cover for him. So it's gonna be when he goes off form, it's gonna blindside you guys.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, because if Salah doesn't turn up to the party,
Yeah.
you guys ain't doing much.
No, but
And that's facts.
How bad do you think it can possibly get?
No,
to
I'm
that,
not
like-
saying
When
he's
hasn't
not gonna have the
Salah
same
turned
sort
up
of
for the
season that he's
party?
gonna have now.
That's what I asked. When hasn't Salah turned up for the party?
We're seeing it now.
the final?
Second half of the season.
Second half of this season.
Yeah, we're seeing
Second
it now.
half of last season. Hang on, second half of the season before. Salah has always not turned up to the end of the party, bro.
No,
This
but
is not new. That's my point. Remember Champions League final when you know at my house
No, but the
and he didn't
difference
show up.
is,
He
second
always
half-
doesn't show up at the end of the
Second half
season.
of the last couple of seasons, you could probably blame AFCON. This season, there was no AFCON.
Okay, what
and
about
he
last?
still-
No, last
and he
season
fell
there
off.
was no AFCON.
He got injured. Well, yeah, he got injured after AFCON.
Okay, and the season before that, I was AFCON, and then
Yeah,
the season
exactly.
before that. So
I
my
can't go back
thing
that
is
far.
that
But I'm trying to say, based on the fact that there was nothing this winter to slow him down, and he's still slowed down,
yeah.
he's going to slow down again.
I personally think, because even Jamie Carragher was saying it yesterday, like towards the end of the season, Salah slows down because he gives so much at the start of the season. He's the only person in the league that probably can afford to slow down and still be top scorer, bro.
Yeah.
So like, I think we've kind of planned for that, and I think one thing that Arne Slot keeps on saying is that I want to build my team now. I want to build my team.
But how can he now build it when Salah's still there?
Of course you can.
No,
bro.
Salah's still going to be the main person.
Salah, but
He's
not
gonna be your main
according
threat.
to you. But my thing is that
I think what I'm saying is that he's still going to be your main threat.
yeah.
As in, you're still going to pin it on for him to be your main threat. But I don't think he's going to
So
deliver as much.
That's the difference. I think if Salah is capable of being the main threat, he will be the main threat. But I don't think Arne Slot is going to pin it on him being the main
I
threat.
think he will.
So do you think you guys are going to sign maybe another striker?
You don't pay like 480
So you're going to be a
all
backup
in.
dancer now.
Yeah,
No,
to say that you may not be our main guy.
No,
Our main guy.
hang on.
He'll be the main
No,
guy.
you lot are looking at it different. You're saying you don't pay 400k. No, you pay 50k to keep the main guy here.
Okay.
You don't pay 400k to put somebody in and say he's not the guy.
But then you could
But
free,
you do
but you
pay
could, but you
50K
could free
extra.
that. You could free that up and look towards the next project or the next big thing because they're
Why-
out
why-
there.
Oh, well, why
It's
do you-
easy-
why do
Why would you do that? Why would you
You
do
have to
that?
plan
No,
for
because because eventually you're gonna have to do it anyway.
Yeah,
Harold,
yeah.
he's a
32.
consummate professional.
How much
so
is it going to cost to
most
replace
likely
Mo
is gonna-
Salah?
Yeah.
It's like
Think of it like that. How much does it cost to replace Mo Salah?
I don't think if you don't have to do it, why would you do it? Like you've got a product here,
listen,
and he's saying he wants to stay.
Me, I'm good with it, but I'm just saying it slows down their rebuild because
Yeah, no, I
I know
agree.
that there
I
isn't
agree.
going to be anybody that is ever displacing him. If Mo Salah's fit, he's playing.
No,
Yeah,
but then
Mo Salah
No,
Mo Salah
no,
if Mo Salah gets
that's
no
why I
shots on
disagree with
target,
you.
if he gets the shots on target, he's on the pitch.
And also, what does a rebuild look like? You're saying so rebuild doesn't mean you have to replace every player.
They need a whole strike force. In my opinion, I never used to believe it
hang
before.
on. When
I
you
never
say-
used to believe
When you
it
say
before.
strike force, you're not including Salah in that, or you?
No,
No,
I'm not
but
including
I bet
Salah
if
in
you
that.
took Salah out of the equation this season, Liverpool's in full 4-5th.
You say Masaka?
Yeah.
No, but no,
No, because we've seen it. We've actually seen it.
Sorry.
You better act like you've been here, B. You better act like you've been here.
Guys, there's too many of them. not fourth or fifth. I don't agree with fourth or fifth because, like I said, at the beginning of the season, Gakpo was scoring goals, and you lot think because somebody is scoring goals, it means somebody is incapable of scoring goals.
Not disputing that.
Right.
So I think that Arne Slot, he's won the league in his first season. I'll give him the credit to say that he may have been capable of figuring out a workaround if we didn't have Mo Salah for those games.
I
I'm
just find that.
not going to say that's 100% true.
Second half of the
I don't know,
second half of the season has been a reflection of it. Salah hasn't really turned up, and you guys you're drawing more games. Champions League, you didn't.
But the
turn
season's
up.
over, bro.
No,
No,
but
no,
but
no,
this is
come
the-
on.
I feel like this is the
It wasn't
problem,
that.
yeah.
He's still got his own targets to meet as well.
No, I hear that, but the season is over. So,
Nah.
so you,
No, I
you-
think I don't
hang
think
on.
that.
You can't say it without the fact that the season is over.
But
I
it wasn't,
don't
but it
think-
wasn't
You
over.
do have to
It's
include
not
the
over.
nuance. I get what you're
It's not
saying.
over.
No, but it
It's
wasn't
over now.
Yeah,
It wasn't over.
No,
that's
it's
true.
been over.
When Salah down tools, when
it's
Salah
been
down
over for a
tools,
hot minute, bro.
no, when Salah down tools, you
Oh,
got a
shut your
Carabao
mouth,
Cup.
because you weren't saying that.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
you
When
sit
did I
here.
wear
I
my
don't want
jacket?
that.
When did I
You're
wear
not
my
saying that.
jacket here? When did I wear my
What do you mean?
jacket and my grills and my sunglasses?
Bro,
Hey, Stripes,
that
let me
was
get-
just the
don't
other
worry,
day, bro.
Wait.
So when you lot
can you
down-
confirm when I wore my jacket and my
I
grills?
didn't see that episode.
Okay, so what I'm saying, that's when the season was over. From then,
lock
if he
into
down tools,
episode.
No, he
Lock
down
into that one, guys.
tools. He down tools
Yeah.
when you needed him most.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Not-
He
not-
down-
not- not-
I'll
not you
land
needed
it.
him.
I'll land it. Yeah, I'll land
No.
it. This is when
Not
Salah
in the
down
Prem,
tools.
but in the
Yeah,
Champions
no,
League.
They're only saying it because you're still in the Champions League. That's why they're saying that.
He down tools. Carabao Cup final.
Fair.
Didn't
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
They
I
didn't
know
show
that.
up. You needed that was
We didn't need
to
it.
be.
That's not the most,
That's when
though.
you needed Ballon
What
d'Or
if they
Salah.
didn't
Yeah,
need him?
you needed Ballon d'Or Salah for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, PSG home and away.
We needed him for that. No
All
shot.
right, it's the most important part of your season.
No, it's
But
not.
what I would
No,
say,
it's no. Wait,
And then the Premier League.
Wait, no,
and
wait.
then the Premier League.
That's where I
And
disagree.
then in the Premier
That's
League.
not the most
let's be
important
real,
part of the season.
Let's be real. Let's say Arsenal are really on it. Yeah. and where he's gone kind of off form in the Premier League.
Man,
No, but what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make is, let's just say, for example,
more jeopardy
in a like in another universe. Let's say Arsenal was like they're winning games, and you lot are still 13 points ahead or whenever, but now you're starting to have this wobble now, and it starts to go like, okay, we go and beat West Ham, we go and beat Nottingham Forest now. And then you lot have had that wobble. So now it's within 3 points. Then we go when we go and win on the weekend against Brentford. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we don't have the wobble though. If you're not winning the games,
that means you're not season.
Are you saying he wasn't trying? Are you saying that Salah wasn't trying?
I'm saying, no, listen to what I'm saying, because you lot are trying to act like one thing is happening and nothing else is happening. If you lot are winning those games, then it lights a match underneath us. I'm saying because you haven't been winning those games, we've been able to down.
So you're saying
can I ask
he
you a
relaxed?
question though?
I didn't say he relaxed. I said,
so what
no, I said we're able to down.
But can I ask
You're talking about Salah.
And I hear what you're saying, but you've said on the podcast in previous weeks that you don't feel like Liverpool have performed to a level that has been acceptable to you. Like you feel
like we're down in tools, aka down in tools.
But this was in the heat of when you weren't accepting that you had won the Premier League yet. Remember, I've been saying that you won the Premier League since October. But I'm just saying that if you have felt that Liverpool haven't been performing...
but when are you talking about, bro?
Throughout the season, bro.
I gave you a date.
No, but even prior to that, though, Joey, you've been saying that Liverpool haven't been performing.
But Salah was performing then?
No, Salah. I'm talking about just... I'm talking about Liverpool.
Liverpool in general.
I'm talking about this to your comment when you're saying, if Arsenal didn't drop points against Nottingham Forest, West Ham, and Brentford, you're saying Liverpool would have just been able to turn it up. But would they have? Because you have been on the podcast saying that their performances... Exactly.
Yeah, but they didn't have to perform.
And all it's now is people are starting to perform.
Strives, they didn't have to perform because Salah was performing, bro. So hang on. Let me just say, every time you are giving your potential situation, somebody has done the job. So all I can say is, with confidence, somebody in my team is going to do the job when we need to do the job, because that's what's happening.
They didn't do against Trent, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're saying that about hang on. You're killing me. And I don't expect you to agree, because obviously we're at the FA Cup, we're at the Champions League, we're at the League Cup. But guess what? We won the League Cup last season. The season... Guys, because you lot are talking from a position of not having anything. I'm trying to talk to you from a position of wealth. I'm trying to give you lot advice. Listen, I'm trying to give you kick some game to you lot. When you've won the Champions League recently,
I've done it.
And you when you've done it recently, when you obviously you want to win as much as you can, but you have to be realistic. The last time Liverpool were in all competitions to the end, we came fifth the next season.
So you're saying this was part of a master plan?
No. All I'm saying is that as a fan, I understand that we were ahead of schedule by being at the top of the Premier League. That's the one thing we had to see through. Everything else for me is a bonus. So you lot can't say to me like everything else is important, and it was important. And where was Salah then? Salah was there when we needed him.
But hearing you say this, and for how Liverpool and how like maybe say midway through the season, how it was like this Liverpool team's mad. Do you get me? So to really come out of this season with a Prem that really...
There we go. Say your Arsenal team, bro.
No, I'm not saying nothing, but when you really check it, right, cool. Like, for how the hype and how Liverpool's meant to be so good, and to think, like, even up until the West Ham game, Arsenal could have still put pressure on you, considering with all the injuries. Come on, let's be honest. Because I'll be honest. No. This energy that you're coming with now, that how Liverpool fans are moving.
How long I've been moving like this?
No. But what I'm talking about is that only from today. Only from today.
Why do you keep using me as your reference? Why do you keep using me as your reference? I've been calling you a coward for the longest.
But it is, because I'm saying only from today, it feels like Liverpool fans actually feel like it's done now.
Say something, bro. Don't sit here.
You don't get what I'm saying. Have you seen it? Like, even in the WhatsApp group.
No.
Like,
I know.
Today, even my barber was chatting crud. Like, what do you mean? That you've been trimming my hair all year?
No.
And they said nothing until now.
I see what I've said to you, though. What I've been saying to you. I said to you that day, even if we lose the next 4 or 5 games, bro, I will sleep peacefully because Arsenal are not doing nothing, bro.
No, so
I've been saying that from a long time.
So Arsenal not doing anything because of the injuries.
But I don't care about the context. Why are you giving me context?
But Joey, you did say that. You did say that. No, Joey, I'll give you that. You said that, but you did also say that you said before, prior to that, you didn't consider like Arsenal as the direct rivals anyway. You found even at that time, you
I
found
was just saying
Chelsea to be a
and
threat.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't rate Arsenal's thing like that when it comes to Premier League, bro.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Like you cannot rate Arsenal.
Well, that's just to counter what Doug's saying, because obviously I get other fans. I don't speak for every fan.
No, but
what I'm saying, I've always been on smoke regarding that.
But what
since
he's
that day.
saying, it does kind of speak to you to some regard. Because I remember the episode when you came in with the varsity jacket
And the grills
and all the
sunglasses.
rest of that. Yeah, making a fool of yourself and that.
Oh, okay, now
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
but winning the league, even though I won the league, I'm the fool.
Yeah, he ain't done it yet. It's mathematically
Nah,
possible that
strives.
Arsenal can still win the league.
Yeah.
But it's mathematically
Oh,
impossible.
no, but you know what? This is the first time, because this is what I'm trying to say. That
we go.
game
You
yesterday, yesterday is the only time now that they come out their box
with
like
the
this.
chest,
you get what I'm
that
saying?
That's
I mean,
not
that's
true. That's
because
not true.
No, it is
That's
because
not
I'll be
true.
real.
Marley Marl,
Because
come
I'll
on.
be
That's
real.
not true.
Even though
Have you
we've
seen-
been
have you
saying
seen-
this-
The Grills Day was the
No,
day.
no,
The Grills
no, but
Day,
even though we've
that
been
was
saying this
that was
over,
Joey's
maybe
day.
not.
okay,
Because we've been like, oh, it's done. Liverpool won
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah,
in
I'm
that,
with you.
like, I'm talking from, we've got a batch of Liverpool fans in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
WhatsApp
yeah,
group.
But
yeah.
he
And
know
they-
it.
every minute
6
they want to
points.
be confident. But
Yeah.
it's like when they're drawing 1-0, they're all stressing. I'm
Okay.
saying, but
Yeah,
how you
yeah, yeah.
stressing when you lot got this wrapped up? It's
No,
done.
but it's 6 points.
But
But
they're
come on, man.
stressing. So now, because they gone and won that game yesterday
Yeah,
against
yeah,
West
yeah.
Ham, now it's all of a sudden it's like they actually can feel like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why there's this air of
But
confidence.
remember,
and
as an Arsenal fan, you should know what we're going through, because we're the only two teams that bottle it like that, bro.
nah,
so-
we're not- listen,
Come on now, you can't deny it. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it real with my guy.
We're not really going to send insults around here, big man.
He felt the pain. He knows what your pain is, bro.
You can't look at me insult me like that, bro.
Hey, you know,
Where's your manners? Where's your manners?
Yeah,
What though, blood?
No, but you know are the only ones that can look me in the eyes. Not Della, but you two can only. You can look me in the eyes and see the pain, because I can see it in you guys, because we've been there before.
Yeah, no,
So for me to say that day when I put on my jacket and the girls, that's very brave of me.
Yeah, that was.
These guys
Yeah.
with the 6 points, they're not being brave, but you understand why they're not being brave.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
can say.
No, definitely. Because even when you did that, that's why I was saying still don't mess up. Because
Yeah.
I was like, raw, like, I'm happy you did it, but I still thought, ooh, can Liverpool still bottle? Like, so it was.
I even feel
Of
like
course,
now.
yeah,
I
of
feel
course.
like even now, like
No, that's
sometimes I
crazy.
feel like even now you man could trip up.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think
Even though my Bible was moving mad crazy.
Yeah.
Then when we was watching Sky, because he's got the Sky thing, and when the fixtures come up and he saw, we can get the 3 points, they can get the 3 points against Leicester, in the next game. But then he saw Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Yeah. But
Then he started to think,
Tottenham ain't the same Tottenham now.
Nah, Tottenham ain't the
They're not
same.
the same.
You
Tottenham's
know,
not the same,
no,
man.
but you know that would be the baddest bottle,
It would.
If you beat Leicester and they only need 3 points,
That would be the biggest ball ever.
Ever. That could be.
And lost league.
Yeah.
But if we ask you, Joey, how confident are you to beat Leicester? You're confident, right?
You man need to
Exactly.
warm your hands
That's
up.
what I'm going to
Warm
say.
your hands up.
Arsenal going to win their next game.
No, you guys need to warm your hands up. When we come to Emirates,
Chelsea are giving you the guard of honor,
when we
mate.
come, but you're doing it too.
No, we don't.
Every game afterwards.
I would
so from when they were in the
Bro,
league.
Come on, we've done that before.
Yeah,
You know,
Who is it?
the
Bernardo
Wolves
Silva.
hurt
I'm
Van
getting close
Persie.
about it. No
We're not
dry
hurt
hands.
like Van
No dry
Persie.
hands when you're clapping for us. Like, everybody has
No,
one
bro,
straight.
I thought about that guard of honor. That could be a detriment, bruv, because the way that will motivate
I don't mind
most
losing.
guys, bruv,
I don't
especially
mind
Arteta,
losing.
bruv.
But
You win when you don't
already.
Yeah,
The whole
I
grudge is
will
all
love it,
when you
bruv.
don't need to win.
It's too late, though.
Pretty Arteta.
It's too late, because if it was
Exactly.
going to motivate him, it should have motivated him long time
Exactly.
ago.
Don't start him.
No, I'm not even
please
trying to.
don't.
No, it's too late.
You know the contact he's cutting
They're
from.
trying to get each other now, bro.
He's about to play little videos, bro. He's about to be playing Man
No,
City
because
videos, bruv, not knowing that Liverpool's gonna
I'm just
clean up,
speaking to
bruv.
that point, because if anybody wanted to motivate them,
100%.
like, because bro, like, we're
But
here now.
you'll still be
They're
motivated
two
by
wins away.
losing something. Irrelevant of how the outcome was, you'll still.
Oh, are you talking about for next season?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about for that game.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The 3 points. 3 points.
Oh, yeah. No, if you're talking about next
3 points.
season,
You're not going to win that game, you know.
I don't know,
listen,
though. Again, I still don't know.
Because what
still don't know.
I say is, like, to try and motivate after finishing the second 3 times, it's going to be difficult to motivate a team to win it.
Well,
bro.
the last time
it's
that happened to
tiring. It gets
Arsenal,
tiring.
we won it the next season.
I don't think he gets tired of this batch.
I don't think it's about. I don't think it's
Arsenal's
about.
hungry.
Yeah,
This batch is
yeah.
hungry. I don't feel like this batch, like, remember, we got youngsters that are willing runners, so they're not going to get tired.
No,
and they're hungry for it. Like,
Right, that's what you
I feel
thought
like
about
next
Saka.
season. I feel like next season you're going to see a different Declan Rice. You know,
You should.
Yeah.
I think Declan Rice gets the
You have to
armband,
remember,
bro.
Yeah.
the first time Arsenal...
He deserves it.
Maybe.
He deserves it. I
Yeah.
think he gets the
I
armband.
don't think he's taking off Odegaard.
He's
Because
taking it.
Pep
No,
Odegaard.
don't underestimate Arteta. You know, when he wants to be ruthless, he will do what he
Yeah,
has
but
to do.
the-
You
But
know,
the thing is with Declan, you see that even
Hey,
after
don't let them get off track. It's not about Arsenal, bro.
exactly.
It's
That's
not
what
about
I'm saying.
Arsenal.
They interrupted your Liverpool segment, bro.
That's true.
Bro,
Yeah.
20
I
minutes
don't
in,
even
bro.
care,
We haven't
bro.
even talked about Liverpool.
Hey, this
Now
is
you
what
have.
interesting. This is what interesting.
I was going to say, obviously, we've talked about Salah, but then he's now saying, obviously, VVD, he's hoping that he signs as well. Is he crucial or
Yeah.
is he in the same realm?
We know he's signed already, man. What is this, man?
Guys, what's going on, man?
Come on, man.
Where the clocks, man?
Let's not waste time, man.
He's getting
All
the move
you
on
do is,
Real Madrid
Let's
segment.
be real, like,
Show some respect.
But would you not want VVD to stay?
Yeah, I want VVD to stay, man. Look.
VVD more than
He might not get the same grace he got this season, you know. 'Cause
No,
he should
but
have got sent off about 8 times.
9
You lot
times,
say
bro.
that.
9 times.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
real
9
talk,
times.
real
It's
talk.
big
And I'm
time.
not even being
Yeah.
biased. I'm not even
Do
saying
you
it just
know
to
what? The
banter.
only time I'm going to
He's
accept
got
that
away with
is...
some wild.
The only time I'm going to accept it is
defender,
when...
though. That's what the best defender
Oh,
can get away
definitely.
with.
But he's got away with some.
The only time I'm gonna
No,
get-
but I think he'll still get away with it because you look at Martinez, bro. Martinez ain't Martinez.
Yeah.
He ain't changing for nobody. He's got certain guys that are just like dirty, like, and it works for them.
But with
I don't
VVD,
even
they pull on the
think he's
radar
dirty.
now, so...
No, he's just a good defender, bro.
No, the only time
He's
I'm going to
dirty.
accept that
He's dirty.
criticism is, one, if it's coming from the champion or if it's coming from the PGMO lead. It's not coming from any of those guys, so it doesn't exist to
What
me.
do you mean?
When you say champion, what do you mean?
Somebody who
Man City.
supports Liverpool, maybe? Or Man
What do
City?
you mean?
Oh,
Like,
you know,
maybe
maybe
you think PJ Morel are going to say,
His own one, his own one.
we effed up 9
Yeah,
times?
yeah. If they say that effed up 9 times, otherwise it's just you doing a case study that
Joey,
doesn't mean anything.
Joey,
Yeah.
okay, you watch VVD and be honest. There has been some challenge where it's a bit like, okay, that's a bit dirty. That's what
No,
that's what we're
I've
saying.
seen
right?
intelligence, bro.
What?
I've
Elbow
seen-
people in the face?
Yeah, bro. I've seen. When I play centre back, that's why. That's the kind of centre back I inspired to be, bro. I love that shit, bro.
But is it dirty or not?
Huh?
Is it dirty
I
or
don't
not?
think it's dirty. I think if it's not a red card, then you don't get banned for 3 matches. How
This
can
is
it
the
be
same guy
dirty?
that says red cards. You can get a red card for someone flying and
Yeah, man.
Look,
This
maybe
guy-
that's my
You're
word.
too angry.
Yeah. Well,
Joe-
someone
Joe-
blows
Joe
it
Vivian
before
are
level,
really
that's a red card.
And real talk. Obviously, it's a bit underhanded and couple stamps on Havertz and all that. And then what was the other one against?
He's done a
Tarkowski?
few things.
He's done a few
Mbappe.
shoulder
Godson.
charges and all that kind of
He loves
stuff.
a little sneaky elbow, doesn't
But
he?
none of them have been like stonewall red cards. Do you know what I'm saying? Like where
I think if it gets pulled up, it's always
exactly
a red.
if it went to VAR,
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
enough. But I can't blame the referees for not giving red cards for them there and
Yeah,
then.
you wouldn't though, because you're getting the favour. Why would you blame them?
Yeah. Sorry.
But do you expect him to as well be on like this kind of the same money as Salah?
No, I think he gives something. So it's like what he does is very important, but it's hard to put a financial number in it because it's not like goals and assists and all that kind of stuff in it. So you know that goals win games in it. So
But he's the captain as well, so you don't think he's saying, I know this guy gets all the goals, but I'm the main guy as well.
I think when we asked the
And I'm the
question,
captain.
I swear you said VVD was more important. Than
he's more
Exactly.
important in terms of what he does for the team. But like I said, it's hard to monetize. So what I will say is that he's going to be going in there saying, I should be getting this amount of money for what I do. But he's not dumb. He'll go in there knowing the fact that goals win games. And he'll be negotiating with the fact that I'm not going to get him what Salah gets. Because
But I think it balances out because if it wasn't any other player, then fair enough, goals win games. But
And then
he's
captain as
the
well.
captain. So based on that, we are two
I think
important
it's also
components.
massive important. It's like if you can compare their value to the team,
Yeah.
like Salah is equally as value as VVD, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think
But they're not going to get paid the same.
But I think with the options that Salah would have had on the table, I mean, VVD would have had on the, Van Dijk would have had on the table. I think they're probably going to pay him big bread because I think.
options.
Yeah,
So
I
he
didn't
could go
hear any.
anywhere.
But
No,
he was willing
guys,
to pay him
you
the
lot
bread.
keep on saying that, but I've not heard anything.
Like, it was
we're
there,
not
it's out
saying
there.
that.
We're just saying, I
saying he
know.
can go to those teams.
Listen, there's
Oh, you saw that guy talking to him after the PSG?
No, but there was
Yeah, we
but
all saw that.
A week later, after that, there was like rumours that this is what they're willing to offer him, innit? And obviously, you got to think clubs have been talking to him because they can talk to him from after January.
yeah.
So it's not like he's not had offers. So for him to stay at Liverpool, especially at this stage of his career, the offer that they have to give him is not going to be silly. They're not going to say, "Oh yeah, we're going to give you like 200 bags or something like." It's going to be like more Salah bread. It's going to be like
I
in the
agree.
freeze. It has
No,
to.
what's he on now?
Because-
Currently? Does anyone know what he's
I'm
on
not
now?
sure what
I think
he's
he's on close to maybe 250 to 300.
Yeah, so it's going
So
to be in the freeze going just under fours.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Like,
saying. I agree. It's
when
going to
you
be like
start adding
350.
in them,
So is there no? Is
clean
there
sheet
no?
bonuses and goal bonuses. 'Cause
He'll be getting like 350, maybe to 4K100.
So don't you think that
Yeah,
kind of affects that your transfer dealings then?
Your
Because you've got
rebuild,
these two players that are coming on gigantic wages, yeah?
Not at
And
all.
you remember like Liverpool aren't Like they're not. That they make big signings.
We got the
Like,
highest wage budget.
But that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. Highest wage
Yeah, they
budget.
do.
No, sorry, second or highest wage budget.
and this is what I'm trying to
Well, as
say
in
because
wage budget in the
Weekly
sense that
budget.
as you spend the most.
Yeah,
or
spend the
sort of-
Yeah,
weekly,
yeah.
Yeah, they spend-
Players' wages,
So,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
what I'm
surprised
saying,
by
so
that. So am I.
it doesn't worry me because these guys are very, very, very senior. There aren't many clubs in the league that have players this senior on that salary. KDB is probably one of the other guys, and he's on his way out. So it doesn't break the wage structure, in my opinion. Like you have to remember, Luis Diaz is on 60k, Curtis Jones is on 15k.
Then how you
so,
the
That's what I'm
highest?
thinking.
Huh?
Who's the highest? Man City?
Darwin Núñez is on
No,
that one.
No, who's the highest club? Is Man City or Chelsea?
I think Man United is up there. Man City's up there as well.
Man City is definitely Man City.
Yeah,
I would have thought, no, but I know, mate. No, I know, Man United.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, the light bulb went. You saw it. The light bulb went on.
I know Man United's up there, but if Liverpool is second, like where's
Yeah,
Man
Liverpool
United?
second.
Man United are probably top 5 or something like that. I think Arsenal
So
maybe like
who's number
7 or
one?
something like that.
Man City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
I'm not worried because they're on 2-year contracts with salaries. So after that 2 years over, then we just get this whole big bunch of money back. If he's not delivering season 2, the likelihood is that he will probably happily go to Saudi Arabia.
But question on the Salah thing. Now that he's, I don't know if we're going to go back on ourselves. Now that he's definitely staying, do you think you're going to bring another player on that flank? So start preparing for the fact that he's gone in 2 years.
So I feel like they're trying to buy themselves time to get that guy.
Yeah.
Personally, if I'm seeing any intent, they have to be getting somebody in now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about like that young Welsh kid that's currently on loan in the Championship or
What's his
all these-
Dokes?
Ben Dokes. So
Yeah.
they need to be getting somebody who's pushing Salah because Salah can't be.
A couple of your fans love Ben Dokes, innit? I know Bass does, innit?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, bro, man. I feel like this guy is just. Anyway, yeah, like these, you need to be getting somebody who's saying, bro, you need to be earning this 480k or whatever. You need to be hitting bonus every week.
Yeah,
If we're giving you 480 per week, including bonuses, then you need to be hitting 480 per week, basically. Otherwise, bring in the next generation because like your team is stagnating and it's going to cost us the same way when United bought Cristiano Ronaldo back.
Yeah.
It was
What
a bit of a
about
lazy
Harvey
move.
Elliott? The understudy for
I
Salah?
feel like Harvey Elliott's on his way out, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
for me personally, I feel Harvey Elliott is a quality player.
Needs to be
He should be
playing
getting
all
more
the time.
minutes,
You don't rate yourself if you're just sitting on the bench like that, man.
So yeah, this
Yeah.
I think this.
But Harvey
meets my
Elliott
theory.
isn't even like a right winger in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's a central.
I honestly think what you just said, I think it meets my theory that I feel like Liverpool are not planning for Salah to fall off. And I think he is
they're
going to
not
fall
planning
off.
for the
so-
future.
But why should they?
Yeah,
though?
but why-
No, you shouldn't. And I'm saying that's fine. You shouldn't because you don't expect them to.
No, but why?
But I do.
Yeah, so why should they? I'm asking you. Why should
Do
they?
you think out of all of his
Because
seasons,
no,
they're
but you know
nominated
why?
for
You know
this
why?
Is it just because of age?
No, no one beats
But
Father
this is
Time.
old.
No one beats Father
But
Time.
Salah's currently beating Father Time, bro.
You-
No, but
let me
well,
tell you
I'm
something.
talking about the
It-
second half of
it
the
happens
season.
like
season,
this.
There's
It
nothing.
happens like this.
No
But
one
we've
can break
seen it with
into
Cristiano.
Hang on.
You've seen it with Cristiano.
I think the reason I think it'd been harsh on Salah is that he was exceptional throughout the season. Like he was getting a goal or assist every single game, and he just slowed down from that.
He had about 19 penalties.
But he
It was
was
definitely not 19 penalties.
But even if he was, he's always not been great at penalties. In my
Essentially,
opinion.
all I'm saying is that okay, we're not going to get the same Salah this season, which is standard, which is
No,
okay.
wait, sorry.
I don't
Based
think
on
Salah's.
what, though?
I personally don't think Salah's going to replicate this
And I'm
season
asking you based on what?
based on what I think.
Yeah, but-
I can't give you. It's
If
just what
it's
I think.
no, but
You know what?
you must
No, you know why?
No,
No, I don't disagree.
You know why?
but I'm
I'm
not
not
asking why. Yeah,
Because this season
Mhm.
is one of his best seasons he's ever had, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think he's going to have that same season again. He may go back a bit, may regress a bit,
Okay.
but he ain't going to do this.
So
season.
even if
And then
But he's still breaking records, though.
a little
But-
bit.
No, but
Yeah,
that's-
yeah,
but
yeah.
if this is
Still
give us
breaking
no, give
records.
us 2 seasons ago, we're still getting 480k
Yeah.
worth of player.
I'm not sure about
I'm not disputing
480k,
that,
but
I'm
you're
not
getting
disputing that. I'm saying
some
I
value.
still think he's
But I
gonna
hear
slow
where you're
down.
going.
If
No,
If
but
I'm wrong-
I don't disagree with
if
that.
I'm wrong,
Alright,
then
but put it this way:
doesn't
Salah
bother me.
slows down, yeah.
Yeah.
If Salah slows down next season, right, and he
Yeah.
slows down sooner than he did this season, right?
Goodness.
What
only
were
if.
you in? March, yeah?
Yeah.
March. So he slowed down, let's say mid-March, right?
When did
before then, actually.
Yeah, it was
He
before
slowed
then.
down,
It was
I
like
think,
it
in
was
the
like
end of February.
End of February,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So let's say he slows down. Let's say next season he slows down a bit sooner. That means
Start
he
of
slowed
February.
So the start of February or Jan.
But he
That's
might
halfway
wait
through the
wait-
season.
no, but he might back in the goals earlier. He might back in more goals
But
earlier,
there's no
bro.
guarantee that. You can say that, and we can say what we say, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
say
yeah.
what you're saying. But let's say he does like start to regress a bit, and that
Yeah.
regression starts to happen in January.
Yeah.
That's a long way of part of
That's-
that. Because let's say they're in
Go on.
Champions League, let's say they're in the FA Cup, let's say, and then he falls off the boil.
Yeah.
Then you're paying this player 480 million.
Yeah.
I mean, 480k.
80K.
Yeah, sorry, the figures, yeah. 480k. That he's not really performing. And then let's say, depending on what business you guys do in the summer, will then determine what who else comes in and kind of
Yeah,
stands up.
But that's all I'm saying.
But that's part of the rebuild. Obviously, you have to take into account that Salah has been a he's been carrying Liverpool on his back pretty much all season, isn't it?
Yeah,
So when they
true.
say rebuild, they're saying they want to bring people in that's going to be able to carry the load in case.
Yeah.
So what's he got, like 50 goals and assists this season?
50.
Even if you get
I
25
think
and someone else is contributing.
I think he's like 3 assists away from breaking the record.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. He ain't going to replicate this season, and that's okay.
Yeah, but I don't
We're not
disagree with
expecting
that.
him to.
But I'm saying,
I just think there'll be an over reliance on him.
Why?
Because there was an over reliance on him this season.
I agree with that, but that's
because they're over-reliant on him.
that's assuming they don't bring
because
well, guys, they're going to build.
that's the
That's what I don't
but
get.
what you're saying is true though, because like where they're over-reliant on him this season, when he's turned off that
I agree with that.
Turned
I
off
agree with
that. Guys, now you lot
We didn't sign one player this season.
No, but
so hang on. So we didn't sign one player this season. So I understand why there's an over-reliance.
Of course.
But if everybody's coming out, the board leadership, the manager saying we expect basically big signings or big activity in the
Do you
summer.
believe them?
Whether I believe them or not, my point is that their intention is to not have an over-reliance on Salah. So that's why I don't get why you think it's going to be the same as last season. It might be the way it turns out, but I don't know why you think it's going to be the same next season as this season when they clearly have an intent on getting players to reduce the burden on him.
There's no player's going to come that's going to give you Salah. And I feel like
they're gonna.
But you don't need it.
no.
Even someone Salah brings is like 10 or 15.
And that's
five goals.
Yeah. My point stands. Yeah, Liverpool have an over reliance on Salah. If he falls off a bit, I don't think the next person that's going to be there is going to be as good as
That's why I disagree.
Are we talking specifically about Salah's replacement?
Of course, Salah.
Yeah, probably.
No. But he said if he falls off a bit, what does that?
No. I can't measure it. I'm just you know what I'm saying. So essentially, all I'm saying is I feel like if they don't plan to have a backup for him, because Salah's not going to be a backup dancer. He's not staying to be a backup dancer.
Yeah.
So I feel like even if he's playing off the ball a bit, he'll continue to play.
Yeah.
And I think the next person that you've already said, Harvey Elliott's not going to stay.
Yeah.
So you need to bring someone else to come in. And I always personally think anyone that comes to the Premier League, they probably need some time to adapt.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. So there'll be a
the
fall
case
off.
at Liverpool. But what I'm saying, because remember I said about Trent. Trent's going. We know that nobody can replace Trent like for like. So what we have to do is Soboslai has to pick up more load. So when we sign players, we're not going to sign somebody who's going to replace Mo Salah. When Mo Salah decides in February, I'm going to take a break, we have to sign other paid players like a left wing that's going to do a job. Or a striker that's going to do a job.
But they all don't hit the floor running.
They don't.
Have you noticed?
I'm not going to bet on them hitting the floor running.
Since Trent's come out, got injured.
Yeah.
You lot are struggling.
Because we didn't have a right back. Curtis Jones was playing right back.
But what I'm trying to say is you don't fill that void easy. Someone like Trent. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I think Della's trying to say with time, it will take more time to bed the players in.
I disagree with that, if I'm going to be completely honest, bro. I feel like...
But we
But the thing is,
One
thing I would say, it depends what kind of players you bring in. If you're bringing in Prem players... Then
not even, bro.
No. You bring in Prem players. You know what you're getting.
Marino, he's not a Prem player. He's doing bits for them up front, bro.
And what Liverpool man might not understand yet is that even for how, like I said earlier, even for how good they've been, like they kind of towards the end of the season, it could have gone another way for you.
We ain't been good that season. We ain't been that good this season.
But you can't say that because halfway through the season, man, we're talking Ballon d'Ors, quadruples yet again, and all.
No, Salah's been good. Remember, Salah's been good, but Liverpool as a team,
but that's what I'm trying to say. So this is what I'm trying to say. So. So let's say you're saying I don't think this is going to happen, but let's say right now you haven't been linked with, apart from Isak and players like that, there's nothing else you've been linked with. So let's say you just go into the next season with what you've got.
Because you can't really moving silent.
You can't really look at
Liverpool moving silent and they get killers.
Yeah, they might, but you can't really talk about what you ain't got. You can only talk about what's there now. So we're you're working off assumptions. But let's say you got what you got, yeah? But what I'm saying is, I'm just going off of what we see now, yeah? So let's say Liverpool go into next season and they regress, yeah? And I mean, Salah jumps off the ball early.
February,
and you got Jota and them, man, yeah? And what's going on now? There's problems for you, look. You can't say that it's like because yes,
I agree.
But then even though they're not,
is that putting bare chips on the black in the casino? Like, what if it lands on red?
I agree. And guess what? Now that I've done all this hype, it's probably going to happen. Now that I've done all this hype, but what I'm trying to say is that I can't put the same bet. I'm more likely to put the bet on Salah than I am to put him not on Salah.
Yeah, of course.
Because every season he's delivered.
But
you lot are saying Father Time, but.
But you got summer transfer window as well, so we need to, in theory, you need to do what Strives does. Check all your signings, so you sign in the summer, and then probably make a judgment
they sign
after
killers.
You men are going to run that Salah into the ground.
Yeah, man.
Well,
That's
they need to.
That's
They need to.
12 years of sleep, bro. 12 years of sleep. Like, next season, he might not be able to run. Like, these guys are going to run.
Have you seen Luis Suarez, man, in MLS, bro?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So I was going to say, Joey, quickly before we move off, obviously you beat West Ham 2-1.
Yeah.
Just quickly, obviously it was, for me, it's like, maybe the nerves are getting a better Liverpool a little bit.
Yeah.
But you still got it over the line. You got like 2 more wins now that you need to win the Premier League. You're confident, right? You was confident before. You're confident now.
Yeah, to back what Doug was saying, bro. Like we stank in that game, bro. Like, and it was looking a bit shaky.
It was scrappy.
VVD got the goal.
VVD,
bro,
yeah, 0-0.
That's all that matters, bro, man. Like all that matters is winning the trophy. I don't care whether we do it.
But my thing is,
hey guys,
I
let me
was
finish.
saying,
Let me talk.
you've been talking.
All that matters is winning the league. It is the Liverpool section. It really is. All that matters is that we win the league, bro. If we do it in a shit fashion or in a dusty style, I couldn't care less, bro. All that matters is that we win the league. Everybody else can talk about it being COVID. Everybody can talk about injuries. But they can't talk about their Premier League trophy.
Always been a shit season.
My
that standard from the Premier League
Everybody can
champions
talk about
is
everything apart from their
abysmal.
Premier League.
Isn't that what champions do, though? They play crap and win.
You should have won it, didn't
Bro,
it?
that's irrelevant. My thing is...
No, it's 100% relevant who wins the trophy. That's the most relevant
That's the
thing.
kind of what I'm talking about.
No,
I said what's relevant.
he's saying it's irrelevant that I'm saying that
Bruv,
it's been
relax, man.
I'm on
kind of
to that, bro.
shitty season.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you to start the show.
I needed to go to the toilet, bro. Now I'm
Let's
ready.
go now,
Let's go, bro. Take a view,
Guy.
guys.
Listen, my thing is, we knew Liverpool, they've won the league. Like, we knew that from last week. I just don't understand why we've been speaking about Liverpool for half an hour.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Are you the host? What's going on here, bro?
We've got to give him that.
Talking about Sue.
We've got to give him that flowers.
We
They're
nearly
nearly
there.
there.
Last week.
Let me give you a friendly warning. This is going to happen every week until we lift that trophy. Every week
I'll
until
be
we lift
hosting
that
next
trophy,
week.
bro.
I don't have to talk about Liverpool. So what are you going to do about that?
I want to talk about Liverpool, bro.
Okay.
All right.
You tell me how that goes.
Let's Della, you want to move on? Let's move on.
No, I just didn't understand him. Like, the main event is this side. Like,
He's won his Arsenal top. He's on it now. He's on it.
Liverpool for half an
Last
hour.
week was Newcastle.
When we know they won the league.
He's got that flight now. He's still talking about Liverpool, bro.
Yeah.
What's going on there, bro? Come on, man.
So obviously it was Arsenal 1, Brentford 1, but let's not talk about that. Let's go straight into the Real Madrid game.
I can't even believe you even started with Arsenal. What, are you?
You didn't want to talk about Man United, though?
No, Man United's last, man.
Okay.
Man United are last. They're rubbish, man. We know them.
Fire this guy. Hold on.
They're not even getting a segment in this.
Hey, this is just a separate show, bro.
There's actually bare talking points in this episode.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
But let's go straight into the Real Madrid game.
Hold on, before we do that, because
Yeah, put on
Here
the
we
show,
go.
bro. Put on the show.
I'm going to get the shades up.
Yeah.
Promised you guys. Just for this segment.
Damn, boy.
Yeah!
I'll let him have his
Yo,
moment,
bro,
bro.
let me give a round of applause as well.
Thank you.
Well done, man.
Hold on. One more.
Love that, man.
One more. Hold on, because just in commemoration of the game, yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, yeah. So, yeah, can you just take this with, can we just pass this around the room, please?
Have you even got a PS5, bro?
Yeah.
It's on loan.
It's on loan. Or someone bought it for him.
Hey, can we just pass that around the room?
Yeah.
Please?
Someone bought it for him, for sure.
No, just keep passing it.
Because just for this,
But yeah, because this is what happened when Arsenal faced Real Madrid at the Emirates. They had to pass the pad. You don't know what pass the pad means?
Yep. 3-0
whitewash. Yeah? You man never experienced it.
Never.
Yeah?
we did.
Yeah?
Absolutely did not.
Listen, I've been telling these guys for 2-3 years. Listen, Big Dog, me and Big Dog, can you imagine that? We were getting at it because he's saying, yo, calm down. I had to tell Big Dog, I said, bro, I can't calm down. He didn't understand the history.
Yeah.
This guy in this luminous green, disgusting top.
Peter Schmeichel shit.
Bro, they didn't want to respect Arsenal. I told this one as well. I said, guys, Arsenal should play Real Madrid.
This one, say the name, man.
So yes, Joey Nomadic.
Yes.
I told Marley Marr, I said, if we should play Real Madrid, I said this just based on the 22-23 season. You know when Arsenal started, and you guys will speak to it because you guys are really speaking towards what Mikel Arteta's done. You know what I'm saying? But I said, we would not get turned over the way Liverpool did.
Yes. We lost 4. Was it 4-2? We lost
5-2, bro.
5-2.
It was 5-2, bro.
No, but in one game it was 4-0, I think, or 4-1 or 4-2. So
we
got slammed in that. So
so and obviously we ran out to sporting penalties around them times, blah blah blah. So you didn't understand, but I could always see. So this is why I've got the shades on. This is why when I saw us pass the pad, this is why I'm here. I'm ready to sing songs of praises. I don't know if you have.
Bro,
I
need 6 digits from Strides.
You know what Strides is? Yeah, Strides is the man that, you know, when he's out with the man, then he's got a hot gal, yeah? He's like, yeah, my thing's bad, you know. But then when he gets home, he's like, hey, you get in the kitchen. Because, brother, this is how he's moving off the strength of our manager, yeah?
See?
He said what? Off of our manager, he wants to bag out his chest like, yeah.
Yeah.
In the next breath, me talking about how, you know what, Arteta, already to sell him off because he wants who? Xavi Alonso.
Lee Gunner.
I'm glad you're right. This is a bit brazy to be moving like this.
I agree.
I'm glad
because it was only last week. What did you say about Arteta?
And I had a feeling that you would bring this up. I had a feeling you would bring this up.
I mean, it was only last week, but
this is brazy behaviour.
What I did was wrong. I'm sorry. No, but all jokes aside, I might not think Arteta has got what it takes to win the Premier League because he hasn't shown me that. I'm one of them anecdotal people. Like, I need to see, you know what I'm saying? I need to see what I want for Arteta. I might not believe that.
You still bought shades.
Yeah, but this isn't about Arteta. But this is not only personal. I'm an Arsenal fan. This is what I was saying. Like, obviously, when we came in off air, I was like congratulating. Like, obviously, our producer Brent, he's in the background. I've realised that he's an Arsenal fan, but he loves Mikel Arteta. He's like you, big dog, like you, Della. And I was just like, yo. I love the fact that you lot love Arteta, but you see me, yeah? And I would enjoy it as well. When you guys are glazing Arteta, I love that too.
It's not love like that. I love that. I don't know that.
No. But you see me, I love Arsenal. So when Arsenal win, I'm going to celebrate. You can't say, because you don't think Arteta can win a Premier League, you can't celebrate. No, I support Arsenal. Because after Arteta goes off and is successful elsewhere, guess who's going to be in the trenches with us? Me. Della will pick another team. You see this big guy's behaviour. Big dog, you'll be in the trenches with me. Yeah. But when the manager moves on, what are you going to say? You're going to support Arsenal, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if I'm now saying something about Arteta, which I believe is shrouded in honesty, why are you guys onto me, bruv? I'm one of the most positive Arsenal fans you guys have ever met.
Nah.
But I give it to you. You did predict that you bang up Real Madrid. I give you your flowers.
These guys, guys, it might not go the way you guys are saying it will. This is the only reason because Doug put out, he's got a big up his channel, Big Doug TV. He's really consistent with it. Well, I'm watching his content, going, my bridget, so I'm listening to his content. And he sent a shot at me. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know, one of them indirect ones where it faces your chest. I was like, shit. I'm making edits. I'm making edits and stuff like that. I'm celebrating.
But my thing with that, right, and I'll explain why it kind of like, I was chill because what it is that I feel like, you see that Declan Rice free kicks, and I think the way that we played Madrid, and I think how it shocked everyone. It shocked the nation. Like, everyone that who was an Arsenal fan was thinking that we was going to lose, even maybe some Arsenal fans. And I think what it done is that game kind of earned my respect. Like there was another kind of football, like one of them football people that do the football shows and that. He's a Liverpool fan, and he was like, at the end of it, he was like, respect to Arsenal. Like I have to respect them now, and I think. That's the moment as us as Arsenal fans have to just sit back and say nothing. Because now we're winning hearts, if you get what I mean. Where people are probably like...
And minds,
And minds, you get me? Now, which you kind of need that energy going into like... Come the end of the season, when let's say we win the Champions League, now we can be like on fuckery. Like we can go and act the fool and then make man hate man again. But now we've got a trophy to show for it, so it don't really matter. But I feel like right now on this journey, you kind of want man them on the journey with you and not against you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Do you believe that actually just no, but these guys, they don't...
No, but I feel like...
But you're still playing for Arsenal down.
You never gave it a chance. I feel like... I see...
I'm praying for their downfall, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to celebrate their success
you know what?
as well, bro.
Because what happened,
100%.
and this is what made me say this, is because I already felt this, and then when Strive sent the video into the group, even Mo said, I was rooting for you, man, but now I want you lot to lose.
He always wants us to lose, though.
But you say this, but I feel like it did that game, because the way that the game was played and how the goals were scored and the opposition and the people that
proper
you're playing
Champions League
against,
football.
proper Champions League football, and it's Mbappe, Vinicius. It's like, if we went and played Barcelona, we've done that. We went and played Bayern Munich, we've done that. This game, we haven't played Real Madrid for 20 years, where everyone writ us off, and then we scored 2 worldies. Do you get me? And then even the Moreno goal was
Quality finish.
That's won a lot of people over. So now if we start acting the fool, like, then all of a sudden they're like, look at these, like, look, it's only halfway.
We're celebrating.
We're celebrating, we're only halfway. That's why I was saying, like, wait, chill, because now we kind of, everyone's on side, everyone's going to start looking at Arsenal like maybe going into the next leg, wow, they could possibly do it. And they might want us to do it, because they're thinking, you know what, this batch of players deserve it. It's like me, with Liverpool now, like, when Liverpool went on to win the Champions League, I was like, these fans are getting on my nerves. But because of the players and how well they've been playing and that level that they took it to, I was kind of like, you know what, for Henderson and the Mandem, I want them to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? But now, if the Liverpool fans started acting the fool, I'll be like, no, get these men out of here. Do you get what I'm saying?
As a true football fan, you can actually just like fall for the love of it kind of thing. And that's the
story.
Yeah, that's happening with Arsenal. But then, to your point, you'll see a voice note from Stripe. You'll be like, oh, right, this is why.
But you know what? I appreciate that. And this
Bro, you can't say that with your shades on right now.
No, bro.
What's going on here?
You know what?
See what I'm saying?
You know why I can say it with my shades on? Because I tell Big Dog unapologetically, I don't give a rat's ass, mate. I don't care. I want you guys to hate me, because guess what? When we was having that exchange, because this is a big group, bare different rival fans here. There's Franco that also played with SC Dons with Big Dog. But he came and said, you know what? I have to be honest with. I agree with Strives. I don't care if Doug is gonna be humble or not. I'm cussing his Ross, and it's true. Hey, whether I've got shades on or whether I take them off, Joey Nomadic, Marley Marl, Dre, man, are getting on to me.
Yes,
so
enjoy the moment.
I'm going to enjoy the moment.
That's not true, not me.
You will.
You are the worst. You are the worst.
Not when you've...
You're the reason I'm this way. You're the reason. You are the worst.
No, when you don't trouble me, I don't trouble you, bro.
Bro, I'm not troubled you for ages.
Dre man will come out the woodwork for no reason, brother. But you're on the floor. You haven't said anything in the group all day. I wouldn't attack you.
I haven't said anything.
I wouldn't attack you.
I remember, this is what people don't remember. I remember every time I got kicked when I was down. And you think I'm up and I'm going to just be quiet. Why?
Nah, definitely not.
Della Strada, obviously, I know I said a shot at you. I said a shot at you, but you're back now. You're wearing the top. that was, honestly, irrespective of whether these guys love Arsenal or hate Arsenal, that was one of the best games of football we've seen this season.
It was great. Great to watch.
You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
So, like, if as a fan, why would you not celebrate that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then what? Because, I criticised Mikel about maybe something he's done in the past. Am I not going to praise?
No, my thing is, I feel like, and I don't want to like recycle things we've already discussed about. Like, considering what Mikel has done for Arsenal, he's giving you this moment. You know what I'm saying? I know you're celebrating Arsenal, but it's because of Mikel, right? When you had Emery, you weren't celebrating. When Wenger was there, you wasn't celebrating. Now you've got Mikel, who literally changed the face of Arsenal. Everyone's there. Who's that woman that was singing North London Forever that gave everyone the ick?
And Hathaway.
But you got Americans singing North London Forever. That's not because of you. That's because of Mikel. And of course, a manager's going to have his moments of like, wait, you use that analogy of the whole trading. Sometimes when you look too closely, things look a bit rocky. But when you move away, bruv, this guy is taking Arsenal to where Arsenal need to get to. You thought he can't take Arsenal over the line? Fair dues. When you said it last week, I just said, okay, cool. I've been there before. I'm not gonna go back and forth.
I just need him to prove me wrong. And if he proves me wrong, guess what? I will be there celebrating. Do what you think you're gonna stop me?
No, of course not.
I'll be there with you guys. I'll be there. I'll be celebrating. But when you say, it's because of Arteta, this is where you guys might mistake me and say, this guy is not positive. I just challenge it a little bit, because Declan Rice doesn't whip that ball, give that curve, give that bend.
We can't say that.
What I find with certain fans that are like this, they take away the credit from the manager. All the time.
No, because Declan Rice is at the club.
If he didn't identify Declan Rice as one of his targets that he wanted to bring into the club and did whatever it could break the bank to get him there, then we wouldn't have had that moment. Like, you can't take this stuff. Like, you can't say that, oh, because we didn't sign someone in January, it's the manager's fault, but then take away from the manager the fact that we're playing well.
No. So Big Dad, let me land it. Let me land
That's his job.
I agree with you.
You're blaming him for something that ain't his job.
I 100% agree with you, yeah. But let me land what I'm gonna say, yeah. It's not that I'm taking away from the manager. If I say to you that Arsenal should have probably been closer to Liverpool, if not maybe even won the Premier League this season, the first thing you're likely to say to me, and I'm putting words in your mouth, so you feel free to correct me, is you're going to say, nah, you're not taking into regard the injuries. You're not taking into regard how harshly MOL has treated us. You're going to say all those nuances, which I will also agree with. Two things can be true. So what I am saying here is Arteta has done a dope thing. He has brought Declan Rice. He has managed us. But what I'm also saying is when I'm supporting Arsenal, what I'm not going to do is put too much weight and credit on Mikel Arteta or Nicholas Jover, where the camera was panning to him, depending on what broadcast you were watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When Declan Rice has come out and said, yo, bro, Nicholas Jover told me to hit the back post.
That one moment, though.
You know what I'm saying? No,
one moment.
There was two of those moments. There was two of those moments in that game.
That's an irrelevant point.
No, it's not a relevant point because I'm talking about this game. I'm talking about this game. So when I'm bringing up, I'm saying, oh, it was Declan Rice that took that. Arteta never took that free kick for him. Jover never took that free kick for him. I'm supporting Arsenal.
Who scored Liverpool's goals? Salah. So what? So Slot can't get.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel certain fans, certain fan base.
Slot can't still.
No. But you know what I mean.
What Salah did was magic, and what Rashford was magic. Champions League.
Without the coaching, right? Put it this way: without the coaching,
he doesn't have the platform, bro.
He doesn't have the platform, but then they don't have the nuance to not understand what they need to do to be where they need to be at times to play the way that they play. So it's not that. Especially with Arsenal, knowing how Arteta is, like when you hear any Arsenal player talk about Arteta, they talk about how much information he gives them, So that means they know where they need to be on the pitch, where they want to be. When the person receives the ball, the other player knows where he should be. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how much information he gives them. So to take that away from Arteta and just say it's because Declan Rice, even for Salah, for the fact that Saka now knows that he has the knowledge that he can go this way or go that way with a player. That's due to coaching. That's not just because he's just thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go that way and I'm going to go that way. He's coached in a way to read the game in a sense that if a player comes this side and a player comes there and he's covering him like that, you know what? That's your option to go there. So this is what I'm trying to say, because you're saying, and also another thing in terms of Arsenal being second right now, to be fair, any other manager could have fell off. Look at Chelsea, with the management and with players and that, when they were doing their thing and they were battling, and then now they've just fallen off to the wayside. You think you lose your whole front line, and still to be competing that to a level, not like pushing Liverpool, but there or thereabouts where
still now, to be in the mix, basically.
Still in the mix, but the games that you are lacking and the games that you are drawing is due to the fact that you are actually lacking players. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So that is a testament to...
My question would be, whose fault is that?
No, but that's a testament... That's a testament to the manager to be able to still get the team at a level that they are competing with all the troubles that they're having. So that you can't have it...
I think you lot are both right. You're both right.
And that's all I always say to him. I say two things can be true. But he doesn't ever want to hear my point.
Rice has done magic.
No, but
Rice has done magic as well.
But that's not the only point. Of course he's done magic, but to say, what's that got to do with the price of milk? What's the point of manager? If you're talking about a manager, okay, the manager didn't take the free kick. Of course he didn't. Like, there's no point of that.
I'm just saying you can't throw a dagger at me and say, oh, you're loving this win, but you're downgrading Arteta's thing. I'm saying I'm loving this win as an Arsenal.
Let me say this. I think his point is that you can't plan for that Rice free kick.
Of course, no, you know what?
For the Rice free kick.
We saw it practicing before the Brentford game.
But if you don't set the team up the way you set the team up, you will never get the free kick. If the team strategy and how they set out to play against Real Madrid wasn't the way it was, you don't get those moments.
You get 1-0 win.
They come and park the bus. We come, Real Madrid come, you know what, Real Madrid are coming, we're going to park the bus, try and smash and grab, You come with that, then you don't get that moment. So you've got to give it to the manager.
And also with Arteta, you might not even get to that place in the Champions League. You have to take that into account.
But I'll give Arteta his credit. Remember, I'm the one saying that we're going to be... When everyone was doing like anxious Angus, I wasn't anxious Angus. I was like,
No, because, when you were asked to take that bet between Arsenal and Liverpool, 2020-23, you was confident. Leading into this game, you weren't as confident. So if someone said, Strive, do you want to take that bet? You wouldn't have said yes. No, he wasn't saying yes.
Della.
It wasn't answered. But when people said, "Okay, Strives,"
you talk about PR Strives on the pod, but
when people said, "Okay, Strives, are you confident of let's say this banter, are you confident Real Madrid are going to be Arsenal?" He said, "No, not because we haven't got Saka, we haven't got this, we haven't got that."
Yeah.
Cool. So you weren't as confident in 2022 and 2023, but you went into this game. Yeah, no one saw 3-0. Maybe you saw Arsenal maybe getting a line, but this is 3-0 based on a manager not having one of his best defenders, not having some of his best attackers. First best attackers have come back from injury, and he beat Real Madrid 3-0 at home. And now you're saying Declan Rice free kick has got nothing to do with Arteta, but the whole win, the whole thing, the way the whole team played is because of that manager. And that's the point I'm making, is that you can't just be just so inner. Like it's
pick and choosing.
Yeah, pick and choose. Like look, step away. You're like, no, this manager, yeah.
It's like everything goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have the right manager, you don't have the right team, they don't buy the right players, you don't play the right formation.
It sounds like you're wrong, bruv. That's what
I feel a lot of man.
I'm gonna let the man go off, and then
I feel a lot of Arsenal fans that were against the Arteta signing in the first place. It's because he's obviously getting the team going where it is. They still don't want to love the manager. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like he was never their choice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the time you're going to get people that they're always going to have some form of criticism. It's never going to be, like them parents where their children can't do anything to like please them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they might decide to go and do a different job or take on a different career mode, but it will never be good enough for the parents.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like with some fans, that's where it is. Like, no matter what Arteta does, it will never be good enough for them because
he hasn't won anything.
Because they always move the goalposts. Sometimes you might have said when Arteta came in, because of how he was under Emirates and how he was losing games, it might have been like, you know what, I just want to see us be better. We've seen us be better. Then it's like, I just want to compete. Then you see us competing. Now it's like, we have to win something. You know what I mean? Like, wherever level that they say that, I'm just happy with that. I'm happy with that. Then they move the goalposts.
No, I've seen them on some.
For you to say what you say about the win not being Arteta's and not being the managers just shows you how mad that take is. When you watch this back, it's a mad take.
No. Listen, you're gonna have to listen to what I said before we got on there, because I'm not saying what I'm not saying is Mikel Arteta didn't play his part, because I was confident because of the defense that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal has built it up. But what I am saying is I'm not gonna be like Big Doug and Della Strada and just glaze Arteta purely.
That's another thing. I'm not doing Arteta sexual talk. Yeah, this Arteta sexual talk is like, and this is what I'm saying. These man, like Millwall supporters, them real RA racist man. This is how these men move with us. Like, it's like, if we're not on their side, get rid of them. Like, they're just
collected.
Disrespectful that is.
Barley, all I said, imagine I'm being attacked here because all I said, I'm giving Declan Rice his credit for his moments of magic. That's Declan Rice's moments of magic and his moments of magic.
Basically, he's like,
it's by itself. It's by the... No, because you
didn't have to say what you said. No. You can say Declan Rice, amazing free kick. It wasn't Arteta.
Because Arteta is very systematic in his approach to football games. So everything is regimented to the point, that it 100% is. With Arteta, everything is to the T. He's very scientific.
Yeah,
he's very scientific in the way that he plays his football. You're giving me for
I tell you,
I'll kill his back. I'll go as far as saying is, look, Mikel Merino, he's put Mikel Merino up top. This guy's become a goal scoring machine out of nowhere.
Okay.
Kai Havertz was up top. You saw him at Chelsea. All of you saw him at Chelsea. He was there. He was there. And all of a sudden, this system, because it's so to the T, you just have to put someone in there, and that system will work. Wait a second. Because it's happened. So I can use that to say this is why I give Arteta his credit. But in me giving him his credit, that's me showing, because I've said Arsenal will dominate this league for years to come. We are going to be elite. Just get a striker. He has shown me just putting a midfielder. He's got two guys who aren't strikers.
Can I respond to you after?
Of course you can. They're two guys that aren't strikers. They're scoring goals. So what more with an actual striker? So I'm giving Arteta his credit. But what I'm also doing is saying, in that system where it's mad scientific, you can easily say victory is down to Arteta, Nicholas Jovan, etc. But I'm saying no, on this occasion, there was 2 moments of magic. That was Declan Rice and Declan Rice only. In fact, you know who you can give some credit to? Starboy, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah,
because he said to Saka, yo, brother, I reckon I can wrap this.
Yeah.
I reckon I can swerve it. I've seen the distance. I've seen the bend. I reckon I can bend it like Beckham. And Starboy said, you know what? Bun what Jova said. Do your thing, brother. Yeah. And he's wrapped it. Boom. Twice.
Can I
and then you're going to tell me,
you don't Arteta.
But winning 3-0 against Real Madrid at home, bruv, you have to, do you know what I mean? Some of it, even if he didn't score the free kick, like some of it is, you know what I mean? If it's Pep,
but I have given him his big ups. Why are you guys trying to misquote me?
Can I respond to you? Can I respond to you? What you're saying about Declan Rice was what Arteta said post-match. He said, what we do, we give the players the information, but when they get in certain position, we want them to use their initiative. Yeah. Because they said, Jervo was saying cross it.
Tuchel said that, no?
Brilliant PR guy. He always says the right stuff. You know Arteta always says the right stuff.
I don't know.
Brilliant guy.
But I'm talking about what was said. Yeah, because everyone said, Jervo was saying he should cross it. But he goes, I'm happy that sometimes the players go against what we told them to do. Because we're giving them the information so they can go on the pitch and do what they need to do. They need to take their initiative. That's that. Then let's talk about Kai Havertz and Merino. Merino's a midfielder, right? A player that most fans haven't really taken to. But Arteta's taken him and putting him up front and he scored 6 goals. Man United have 2 strikers. Right now, those 2 strikers haven't scored goals.
I mean, that's a...
Yeah. So, no. So what I'm saying is sometimes you have to give the credit to the manager for being able to put someone out of position and that person delivers. To your point, you're going to say, okay, but Arsenal system is so easy that all you need is a striker.
No, that's not true. Yeah.
What you're missing?
I never said easy.
But the way it works,
systematic.
Yeah,
but that's not easy.
Okay,
that's
okay.
No, but then
you guys are
that's a compliment to Arteta.
Thank you. I just want to clear that up. That I'm complimenting Arteta that he's made that.
But you're saying,
sorry, I don't want to finish your point.
You're saying it. You said it in a way that it means that any player that slots
a striker
in there should succeed.
Yeah,
Big Doug.
Will be able to
100%.
But why that way? Because we had Nketiah and we had Gabriel Jesus.
Exactly.
But
you know how I feel about Jesus.
What you're saying,
and you know how I feel about Jesus.
What you're saying about those 2 players, you're saying essentially Arsenal should just go out and go and get a striker. Because what Arteta has shown is that those 2 players, even though they are not strikers, they've delivered. So getting a striker should take Arsenal over the line. But Arteta is not, he doesn't own the purse strings. And I keep on saying this, and I said this in the group chat. Do you think a manager wants to go to battle with a spoon? If Arteta said, you know what, I want a striker, and he can go and get a striker, he'll go and get a striker, right? But he has to manage.
Are you in the boardroom then? Do you know
what's... No, but listen to what I'm saying. So do you think a manager, given the option, say, okay, hey, Arteta, do you want a striker? He goes, no, I don't want a striker. I would choose to play a midfielder up there instead. Who would say that?
I feel like Pep's done that before.
No, by choice.
So here's what we do know. Yeah. We do know that.
No, but answer that question.
We don't know.
I know it's theoretical.
Yeah,
but do you think you've managed Belmont? You've managed. Do you think if someone gave you the option of what you need, you would say no?
Della.
Yes or no, Stripe?
No, I wouldn't.
Yes or no? What would you say? You would say.
I would say no. No, I wouldn't say no.
Yes to the striker.
I'll say yes to the striker.
Okay, that's my question.
But I feel like we're approaching this. We're looking at the same thing.
No,
we're looking at the same thing, but just from where. Let's say this is a Coke can. He's looking at maybe the ingredients. I'm looking at We're looking at the same thing. But
you're saying it's Arteta's fault for not buying a striker. That's what you're saying,
fam.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I just think the problem with this whole conversation altogether about this whole striker thing is that it happened.
There we go.
And I feel like
managing
the people. Wait, let me land.
But I hold him accountable for that, whereas you two don't. That's the difference.
Won't let it lie. They haven't moved on. Like,
no.
You gotta think we're now.
They won't let you move on because you haven't won the league.
Liverpool
didn't sign anyone. Liverpool didn't sign anyone, and nobody in Liverpool's talking about not signing anyone. If you lost the league, then everyone would be cussing.
Thank you. This is what these fans aren't understanding. We have to win. We also have to win. I say these fans because remember, I've separated us. There's Arteta fans and there's Arsenal fans.
But I made my point clear though. If you answer my question, if you answer my question, that a manager, like, I don't understand this. Like, if you're saying if a manager given a choice, say I want this, give me this. Yeah, like I can't be bothered.
Sorry, I hear what you're saying.
I just don't see the point of this conversation because bear in mind, Arsenal just beat Real Madrid 3-0 and we're talking negative about
happy conversation.
It's a happy combo, but he's trying to land.
Who made it negative? They want to
I hear what you're saying,
No,
Della.
I think it's because he said Rice did it without Arteta. Basically, it's when it turned sour.
I didn't even say that. I just said.
What did you say?
I'm just saying that
you're
giving too much credit to the manager,
and
what that does,
did you say?
it takes away from the magic of the moment.
Why you say that though?
Because you
That's
have
what I'm trying to say.
You have to balance the scale.
And this proves the point.
When you're talking,
no scales to balance.
There's nothing to balance. Exactly.
This is the problem. There's no scales to balance. You lot create these things.
Yeah. For no reason.
Stuff where
Michael Jordan, they got created.
Where I'm at with it in the league, where I'm at with it. Brother. Where I'm at with it with this Arsenal thing and what we're doing in the league, I'm just going with it. I'm not trying to make it be about the players, make it be about the manager, prove a point, this, that. It is just, I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm supporting my team, we're going. But then we have these debates because it's like, the fans that can't let go of it and keep trying to bring it up and keep kind of do this and go back, can't move on because they always trying to find a fault. Always trying to find a fault. But they can't just be happy and let's just all be one and move in the right direction.
But let's just put it into context though, because I'm just thinking, I'm listening to both sides, right? But let's go back into that Real Madrid game. Just put it in there and say Rice didn't take 2 shots. So let's just say Odegaard took 2 shots. 9 times out of 10, they're going over the bar. They're probably not even hitting the target, right? Or you're crossing it in the box, you're not scoring. So then that's at 0-0. Who knows what might happen? You might have 1-1-0. But I think that's what Strive is trying to land at in terms of that there is that systematic approach to Arsenal that you guys do.
And there was that moments of magic.
But it's that moments of magic. But it's
the moment of magic.
But what
I'm saying is Declan Rice doing these moments of magic in the Prem.
It shouldn't be a conversation. That's the point.
No, but the thing is, why people not...
It is, though. It is.
But who's making the conversation? You landed.
No, but the whole point is...
Maybe about Arteta.
Why they not using more of these... Like, because you said they go out on the pitch and they need to use their own initiative. My whole point is why they're not using this initiative in the other games as well, not just like the Real Madrid game.
I just said what you said.
I didn't know there was guy there. I get that though, because I feel like, right, what it is that in order to get your players, we got this young side, right? That you remember we've not had like we haven't got a player in that young side that you see like when Ronaldo went back to Man United. They like Lats of Ganacho and all that. They've got this player to look at, and that to be like, rah, this is what he does. This is how he does things. Like they're all kind of trying to figure it out. We've got a young manager that's trying to figure it out. We've got all these players that have the potential to be superstars, and they're all trying to figure it out. So sometimes they are looking to like the elder, like the coaches, like a fatherly figure, like these managers that they are, like the elders that they're looking to, like kind of like, rah, what do we need to do? So he's saying, listen, we try to coach them as much as possible, but if they start all of a sudden just taking the initiative and doing their own thing, and they're happy for them to do it because that's where they want them to get to. They want.
So you're saying when they do that, then Arsenal go to the next level.
That's what he said.
They say that you got the likes of Saka that yes, he's been coached in a way in these certain situations what he should do, but then you don't see Arteta getting mad when Saka cuts in Man United game, for example, but Saka cuts in on Luke Shaw and then when when he bangs it, like he's not getting, because that's him using the initiative where maybe in those situations he's taught to let Ben White overlap him and then drop it off and whatever. So he wants the moments of magic. He probably wants them, but he's trying to get them in the best, like get them systematically in the best position where it opens up for them to maybe create some magic. Create some magic. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think. Yeah,
you know they're saying the same thing though, right?
No, but all right, we're all saying this. But you say this though because you say we're on the same. You will say like, oh, you know what, we're saying the same thing, right? But then
you literally
we're
just
not really saying the same thing because the way that we look at it and our outlook is kind of semi-different. Do you get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you one question then, yeah?
Yeah.
So you see in the way you've broke it down, yeah, and I enjoyed your breakdown, yeah? So Would you say, let's talk about this Real Madrid game, because that was phenomenal. Like we played them off the park all the way through. Like it's not even just about it's not
20 minutes later.
It's not even just about those moments of magic. Like we bossed them off the park. It could have been 6-7-0. They had goal line clearances. Couture was there.
Yeah, Couture was their man of the match.
If you ask me.
Mhm.
But you see what Declan Rice done, yeah? I think every top team needs players, yeah, that sometimes will take the game from the scruff of the neck and just do things off script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno.
And Bruno, Bruno will do it for Man United.
For us, I feel like our players are finding their feet in being that guy.
No,
we're coming from, we've got a young squad of
but do you agree that the top teams need that kind of player?
Of course you do.
So when I now say to you, yeah, Big Doug, yeah, like, all right, cool. I said it like a couple years ago. All right, we had our Gabby Jesus. He's done his job. I locked out a season. I locked out after one season. Yeah, I'm like, let's get a striker now. We need somebody that's going to take us to that next level. So that's that somebody that's going to do these. That's going to do these things. Yeah. No, the conversation.
I know where he's going.
No, but the convo has moved on, Della. Like, come on, man. You ain't even been there, so I can't even take that. You've been there.
Be here.
Just chill
we
out.
see when I said if you had 1,000 tries, the fan base will be toxic.
Just chill out. This is not toxic.
This is why Mark's fighting with you. You're toxic.
Della,
Like the question.
What are you talking about? Go check the striker.
Della's moving mad. Like you've literally just come over here. Just chill out.
I'm not here, bro.
Just chill out.
Look,
there is again. Timestamp that.
You're too crazy, bro.
No, sorry.
Guard
Yeah, no, sorry. Back to the question. So Big Doug. So obviously, when I'm saying about the striker, it's more so because I'm saying, with that eliteness, with that elite acquisition, it doesn't necessarily have to be a mad name brand, but with that elite acquisition that comes in, bro, you take Arsenal to a level that, in my opinion, can't be caught by your Liverpools, can't be caught by your Cities, your Newcastles, or what have you. And it's going to come down to those moments of brilliance.
But what I would say to that point, though, is that obviously you're critiquing Arteta for not bringing in that level of player, but maybe that level of player wasn't available when you wanted him. Maybe he's got. Maybe that guy's got to.
It was
Rice.
No.
I think he's talking about the striker.
Because we know that they was trying to go for Benjamin Sesko.
All right, so to answer that question,
well,
because we've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
And to answer that question, my thing is like he said, that there wasn't that. Like you say, in January, everyone knows January's a hard time to get players, right? And you're going to pay over the odds, and everyone's saying, splash the money. We should have went and got Ollie Watkins and did whatever. We all know Gokare's already decided with Sporting that he was going to stay to the end of the season. Sesko already stayed.
Do we know that?
Yeah, because that's what in the summer, that was the agreement that he had. That was the agreement that he had with Sporting. And I see that the other day, the agreement that he supposedly had with Sporting that he would spend this season with them, yeah? So the deal was, because if he was available in Jan, we would have went and got him in Jan. I'm telling you that, man. We would have got him in Jan, yeah? But the thing is, Arsenal would have looked at what they needed, looked at what they wanted to do, and realised it wasn't available to be done, yeah? It wasn't available to be done, like, in January. So, and this is another thing to start, like, to make your point. When we started the season, we had Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus and Saka, right?
Yeah.
So you got your 5 attackers, yeah?
Yeah.
Even then, we didn't know that Wanyeri was going to come through and do whatever. That makes 6, right? So in their eyes, knowing how we've already pushed City to the limits, whatever, and we've got new additions in terms of Moreno, we've got Calafiori coming and whatever, like, they're thinking, you know what, with what we've got now, we should be able to push on, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? We should be able to do what we need to do, innit? Right? And then with the injuries, you can't plan for that. And if they had a game plan going into the next summer saying, listen, we're going to run with this, do what we can, and in the summer, this is the game plan. Us going in January, let's say we went and got Ollie Watkins, right? Got Ollie Watkins for this season. Let's say, just for example, it didn't work out. Let's say we got Ollie Watkins and he didn't bang. Do you get what I'm saying? That we dropped him in this system and it didn't work. What now? Now it's affected our summer. Because now, in the summer where we could have gone and got a Gokares, or we could have gone and done this and could have done that, now we can't do.
What we do know, though, Big Doug, is we know that...
Hey, Troy, I beg you, host.
We know.
I bet he's had this conversation with you, man. So
No, but the thing is... You know what?
This is what I always say.
I can't let him have the floor, man.
You know what jars me, yeah?
It's 10:30, bro.
Della, relax. You're not an Arsenal fan. Relax. No. On a level. You are not an Arsenal fan. You're not an Arsenal fan. So don't jump in there. No. On a level. When I'm talking about my club, don't interject. Don't interject.
Hey, there's a host, ain't it?
No. But the conversation's flowing. You're having a sulk because I am not an Arteta FC fan like you. So what you need to do is if you want to talk about Arteta, you do that. You do that. But don't jump in. You know why? You know what it is.
Go on.
Della's jumping in like a petulant child.
You see what I'm saying about HTV?
No. He's jumping in. No.
This is not
This is never happening when Liverpool gets stuck on it.
No, but Big Doug, sorry. This is happening, because a man who's not been here is trying to talk to somebody who's been here. Listen, I'm talking to the room now. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. So
if you're talking about me, I'm going to respond. I'm talking
about you. So anyway, a man that's not been here is trying to regulate a conversation.
I'm not regulating.
About
abuse when it's your turn, bro.
You get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying here now, what I'm saying here now is when we're talking, because imagine I'm talking about Real Madrid and the greatness and whatnot, and I'm giving Declan Rice his flowers. And I'm also giving Arteta his flowers, but I'm managing it. Particularly. So this is what we do. So this is what we
guys, come on.
So this is what we do when we're talking about Arsenal, We forget to talk about the nuances when it doesn't back our points. We don't like the heavy. We don't like this is what I think about Arsenal fans. We don't like the harsh truths. Now, it doesn't mean that Arteta hasn't done a great job. No. Big Doug. Big Doug, I promise you there is. I promise you there is. And I'm going to introduce something. I'll even introduce the other boys, Big Doug,
I am even.
No.
It's moving crazy.
No. I didn't.
Give me my pack. Give me my pack.
Bro, but who cares?
He called me and said,
wait.
Bring your pack, please.
No. Come on,
if these men start rap cutting
let's get some quality. Let's get some quality control. So what? So fucking what? Are you okay? This is how crazy you're sounding. You were a Newcastle fan 2 weeks ago. You were a Man City fan 2 weeks ago. No. This is the Arsenal segment. Because you went to Sports Direct or wherever you got your Arsenal shirt from, keep quiet. Please. Yeah? I don't care where you got it from. But what
Actually, it was per direct.
No. But what I'm trying to say, all seriousness, because it's a serious conversation what I'm trying to have here. Like, if Arteta, is doing these things and we're celebrating these things, we can also talk objectively about the things that we haven't done. So Gary Neville speaks about it on the NBC broadcast.
But Gary Neville's a hater, though.
Gary Neville can
be. Right, so Gary Neville can be. You're agreeing with someone who's purposely gaslighting.
You didn't even let me finish. You said I'm agreeing.
But I'm just
because Gary Neville said we've regressed. I won't say we've regressed, but we stood still.
You did when we was at Warren's birthday, you were saying we regressed.
No.
You did. That was your exact words.
No. We stood still.
You said your
I never said that. I did not say that.
Words, Strive, tell the truth.
No, I'm telling the truth. Tell the truth, the devil, but you're not even going to let me land because
I'm going to let you land.
I'm saying that we haven't. I'm saying we.
Hey, Strive, why are you fighting with your sunglasses?
No, because
you're supposed to be celebrating. You're supposed to be celebrating.
No, because you know what? Because I'm not with Arsenal fans. I'm with Arteta fans. No.
Come on, man. Let's move on, man. That's poor form.
You're getting personal. You're getting personal.
That's poor form.
Because anyone that knows football will see that if you finish second, and then we're still finishing second. As it stands, we stood still. When we move into the semi-finals,
how, bruv?
But
you're thinking of like the second and third. Like, it's not linear like that, bruv. Because you have to take into account other teams. Other teams might be playing exceptional. You might have Liverpool that come out of nowhere because it should be Arsenal's year. But where did these guys come from?
Why are you saying it should be Arsenal's year?
Because you came second, brother. Man City fell off.
So then you're speaking to my point then. Because I'm not saying we've regressed. What I'm saying is we stood still. If it should be Arsenal's year, therefore we should have gone up. And I'm saying we are still second and we're still talking about we're going to do it next season.
I don't think you could have stood still and still won the league.
How can you stand still and still win?
Liverpool, because Liverpool are like,
because they're saying Arsenal regress.
I didn't say Liverpool stood still and still won the league.
Because we're only like,
you didn't make any signings.
We're only a couple points more. If we win our games, we're only a couple points more than last season.
So, all right. So with Liverpool, I've spoken about Liverpool in the past year. I said that with Liverpool, it was your injuries that cost you last season. Yeah, I've said that.
But why is it not Arsenal's injuries that cost them this season?
So it is Arsenal's injuries that's cost them this season. But the thing is, the difference between this... Big Doug, please take this in.
When you got injuries, where did you finish? Third. So you dropped off. You went from top to third.
Yeah.
But you got injuries, you didn't finish third, did you?
Yeah, they finished third, right?
Yeah. But please take this in now. Please take this in. Because I'm glad Doug said that.
Phillips, right?
We have seen what it has done to Liverpool. We've seen it. We have had a good run in 2022-23, 23-24. We've seen what it's done to Liverpool. We've seen it. So therefore, it is puerile, if you ask me. It is immature for you to set your team up.
What was that
to
word?
set your team up.
There's only 2 seconds I've got to Google when I get back, bro.
Fair enough. But to set your team up and then at the beginning of it, concede that you've got a light squad.
When you leave out for work, do you plan to get run over in the street? Like when you leave out, you plan to get robbed. When you wait, let me land. Because the thing is, because the way you're doing a building job,
I'm buying more extra stuff because stuff's gonna break.
No, but the way that you but the thing is, Arsenal had enough. This is the problem this is the thing that you fight this argument saying that you should have pre-planned. They had enough. What did I say? We had Saka, Trossard. We had about 6 attackers. Plus we had a whole midfield. And our defense. You cannot plan for no one can plan for their whole front line going down, bro. And the thing is, you lot don't want to accept that because you don't want to just accept that. No one knows that their whole front line. And plus, there's plans, there's money, there's structure, there's business, there's so many things that come into play. Then you thinking that you could just keep going out and spend. You know what? We just bought all these midfield. Let's go get another attacker.
We sold in Ketia. Who did we bring in?
Yeah. But at the same time, there's a game plan, Strives.
No, but come on, man.
Understand that fact that you can't be naive and you can't be what's the word? Ignorant to the fact, that even though it's a football team and it's a club, they have a setup and a plan of action of what they wanted to do, and they looked at what they had and they felt what they had was enough. They made additions in the places that they saw weaknesses, and they felt that their plan, there was no guarantee that they knew that Martinelli might not turn up this season or Trossard might have dropped off or not really had a great season. They've gone with those people that they see the potential in them and believe that these guys can get the job done for them. Do you get what I'm saying? It never happened. And then with all the injuries, you remember Odegaard went down halfway through the first half of the season, halfway through the first half. You can't plan for that. That's your talisman. That's your captain. There's not what you're meant to do. Buy another captain.
Do you remember how
let me land because you've had a long time to chat, bro.
Long time
because so all of these things that you keep saying that they should have done this and you can't plan for that. No club can. When you lot went down, was Liverpool fans saying, well, they should have planned with top of the league?
Yes,
and
they
should have planned for the injuries.
Yes, they did.
But when we started the season and we said we're not signing anyone. Like everybody was expecting us to not do well. So we did just go into the season saying let the chips fall where they may. And so did Arsenal. And it just so happens it didn't work out for Arsenal. And it's been the same for us. Remember that season when we had no centre-backs, bro? It's happened. That's football, bro.
But then, Joey, I would not begrudge you if you turn around and you've been seeing this time after time from the same person making similar decisions to say, you know what? Until I see differently, I can't confidently say you're going to win the Premier League.
But the only disagreement is it's not Arteta. But the only thing I disagree with you on that is that that's not Arteta's decision.
You want sunglasses to say that.
It's not Arteta's decision. That's the only thing.
No, I want sunglasses to talk about Real Madrid, but you wanted to talk about Arteta, so we're talking about Arteta. You've turned it from Real Madrid to Arteta, so we're doing that.
When Arteta came in, where was we?
We were
when the season he came in, where was we? 8th, right?
Yeah.
And each season, he's progressed us, yeah? Each season, he's progressed us and got us challenging, right? So I just don't get the mindset that all of a sudden, everything man's doing is because this is the thing, fans like this will scare it, push a manager out, yeah? And then when he's gone, and we're now battling around the place for years, like Chelsea. like Man United trying to find the right formula and Chelsea and all of this, everyone's going to be like, and we watch Arteta at Barcelona winning it all and doing wherever he goes. These men are going to be the same ones crying, but still mad at the manager they got now. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes
you know who will like what Arteta's doing.
Who's that?
Someone like Real Madrid.
I said this. Every club now, I'll be honest, every club now with the Prem that maybe say that Man City got Pep and obviously your man got Slot. But I guarantee you, if every manager, every club in the Prem was looking for a manager and Arteta was available, they would all go for him.
Okay, so
all right, but we have him. I just feel like the fans that are kicking it, throwing their toys at the Prem are spoiled. They're moving spoiled and they're moving kind of like, oh, mum, I want that toy. And if they can't get it, they're going to go mad on that big crying about it. Because this is the thing. You man
are just lying because I've said the thing is, I've said all that. I've already said that Arteta would be coveted. I've already said that Arteta could walk into
but you keep making this Arteta thing and glazing and all of this, because I feel like I kind of feel like to label man like that is slightly kind of disrespectful because that's not what we're saying. Like, I'm not sitting here throwing slander on fans that moved the way you move.
Yes, you did.
I just think
I celebrated a Real Madrid win and you said, oh, but you don't like Arteta. How can you sit there and do that?
No, that's not slander.
That's
not slander.
Run it back.
That's not slander. You're calling man Arteta essentials. You're calling man, you're saying man glazing.
We've gone through this. We've gone through it.
No.
You host. I'm hosting.
No, you're saying, how long did we talk about? So we ain't
25 minutes.
Okay, so 25 minutes.
When you're the club.
He wants more time to this man.
No. I'm not talking about. But I'm talking about RM, and then we spoke about Arteta, which is cool. We can do that. We've had this imposter jump in and start screaming stuff. But we ain't even spoken about the second leg
because you didn't let the host host.
Yeah, we let the host.
No.
I would say that it just got out of hand
and
then I just let it roll.
You didn't let the host
as if you go on, Dre.
No, but anyway, so now the firm focus is on the next game in the Champions League, right? So I would say the focus is on Arteta to win the next game in the Champions League. So was he justified in making those changes quickly before we move on to the next game, for Brentford? Because he made 5 changes. So.
I think especially how players are getting injured and things that are going on, you got to be cautious because it's everything hands in, like for us this season is in the Champions League. Like, you could have maybe tried to see hope and pray that Liverpool drop points, but you just don't see it in it. So you kind of got to put all your eggs in one basket in the Champions League basket and make those changes. And then the Brentford game, I just think trying to give guys minutes, you could have just let it run the way it was and just maybe just really let Sterling and the rest of them not play. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I just feel like, it's justified because really we need everyone ready for this Real Madrid game.
Ready for the game. What would you expect at the Bernabeu?
I don't know, man. It's a tricky one, because I think the Bernabeu, they're going to be trying to be up for it. But I think the saving grace for us is the fact that Real Madrid haven't been great this season. I don't feel like I don't feel like, they can individually have the potential to blow away teams. But because we're we're so structurally and kind of strategically good, we're good in that sense. I feel like it will be hard to kind of break us down like that and really.
Real Madrid have to come out. They have to come out and attack us.
Question. Be honest though. Like if you was to say Arsenal might get a number of red cards, how many would you say? 1-1 or
if it was?
Yeah.
If it was going to get. I said the worst case scenario for us in this game is Lewis Kelly gets sent off and we got to play 63 minutes. Yeah. With 10 men. That would be typical Champions League Arsenal fashion with the way that this season's gone, but I don't feel like it's going to come down to
only
that.
Conceded 1 goal in last week.
Exactly.
We have to really give
3 goals
credit.
is a bit of a stretch even for when you look how many goals.
I see Arsenal even scoring maybe 1 or 2.
That's
and the thing is what we have to consider, Carlo Ancelotti's under a lot of pressure. The last time Real Madrid had a season like this, Barca did a mad clean sweep and then they sacked everyone and did Carlo Ancelotti's under a lot of pressure. So the players are probably having, you can see the players are rattled because you're seeing what they're tweeting after the game and what have you not. Then when you look at it, Rudiger is kind of half fit. Yeah, so is that fair to say? Rudiger's kind of half fit.
What do you mean, sorry?
Yeah, he's not fully. He's not
He's
fully
not fully fit.
Half fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not fully fit. Asensio is quite a young dude.
Yeah.
Valverde's out of position. Their left back, you saw what Saka done to him, 60% fit, what have you not. So they're gonna have those issues, isn't it? Camavinga got a red card and whatnot. And Real Madrid are gonna have to come at us on the front foot. Now we all know if you're watching Arsenal, lovers or haters, we love when you come at us. Pause.
True.
Pause. Yeah, but when you get at Arsenal like that, we will pick you off. So in my opinion, that even suits us. So we can put up the most disgusting freaking gone to the block, solitary confinement type of freaking low block. You ain't getting past this defense kind of thing. But we will hit you on the counter like how we did with, and at Brentford when we scored that goal, we hit them on the counter. That's how I envision us hitting.
Yeah, I reckon so. And I feel like I'll be surprised, honestly, if I feel like we go there and just park the bus.
It's not.
I think if we, let's say we nick a goal early, I think that's where we'll park up. I think we'll just drop off, let them do what they do, try to hit them on the counter. But I think to start the game, I think it would be like kind of not back and forth, but I feel like Arsenal will try to play.
No,
they'll try to.
They said they have to close the roof for maintenance as well, bro, or something like that.
Basically,
they're doing it for the sound.
They're closing the roof for the atmosphere, for sound. But that just shows you how
desperate they are.
They're desperate.
But I told you that Real Madrid are going to park the bus as well, bro, last week as well.
Yeah,
bro.
you did say that.
Because they've been doing it all season. They've not been good. Remember Liverpool played them?
Yeah,
no, but that's how they've been playing in Champions League. They're like, Dortmund done them. We beat them like that as well, man.
But I feel like it's not, I feel like the fans are blaming Ancelotti, but I don't think it's Ancelotti's fault. I feel it's kind of because of the personnel.
Yeah.
Because with the players you got, they're not going to run and press.
Yeah.
They're not going to run. Mbappe, and maybe Rodrigo, I feel like is a more of a selfless player.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Vinicius and Mbappe, they're not going to do the necessary legwork that you need them to do, innit? So he's probably started to try and adapt and maybe say, look, we drop off, let them have the ball, but I've got the pace and I've got the players to break you on the counter. But even with that, they're not disciplined enough. Like I watched something that broke down
Camavinga and who's the other guy?
Modric, Camavinga, and
Bellingham.
And I watched something.
That was childish.
They were always going to get over. No, but I watched something.
That's what they had.
I watched something last week, and it was basically breaking down the system that they were playing, right? Where they have Vinicius, and it was Vinicius and Mbappe that are like, it's like a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
And basically they're meant to cover Partey and Declan Rice, right? And it was only when they started to become very less disciplined, is when now Partey was getting the space.
Had the joy
to pick the ball up. And that's the thing. With those players, you're not going to get them switched on and being defensive on it for 90 minutes.
But
you get what I'm saying?
On that, obviously, MLS was also coming into the centre.
Yeah.
If they're played, so there's overload. And if you're playing 4-4-2 and you're essentially playing one pivot, innit?
Yeah.
So then they were going to get overloaded.
That's what was happening.
Before we wrap this, what do you think, Stroud, in terms of result at the Bernabeu?
I don't think we're going to lose it. I don't even think we're going. I don't even think we're going to even lose that game. So I would probably go double chance again. I think draw or Arsenal win. I think we score maybe 2 there. I think. And I think it's going to leave too much for them to do.
Is this the year you guys go all the way?
I just think if we can just get through to the semi-finals, and then it's PSG or Aston Villa, you fancy the chances against either of them really truly to just get to the final and then bruv,
I think
to God be the glory, man.
Yeah.
I think we get past Real Madrid, and I think that gives the team the confidence
to go on.
We can do this.
Go to the final.
And I think so it all really.
You'd have to beat Arsenal the front.
I think if we get past Real Madrid, I would put and I will put this on record. I would say that we probably go to the final, because I feel like whether we get Aston Villa or we get PSG, I think knocking out a club like that just gives you that fire, and especially where the league's done. You're now just focusing straight on Champions League.
But why are you not saying if we get past Real Madrid, the way they played? Aren't you?
For me, I'm saying we're getting past them.
But I don't know. I've got I feel like we do it. But the thing is until that 90 minutes is played, it's Champions League. Until that 90 minutes is played, I can't say nothing. So it is an if at the moment, because I can't predict the future. But I'd put us favourites to go through.
Yeah.
And when you say Real Madrid, it's not just Real Madrid, it's Real Madrid plus the officials as well.
No, it's not.
So
it's heritage. Real Madrid,
it's heritage.
Real Madrid have got heritage.
They've got 19 Champions
I think what Della's trying to land, when it comes to the Champions League and the way Real Madrid are officiated in that Champions League and the heritage that comes with it, he's probably versing it in the wrong way, but I hear there's a point
on the wrong end of that as well.
They do get there.
I'm not putting on the referees. It's a big occasion.
I think we're going to be too strong for it.
Exactly.
And again, that's why we're clashing.
Yeah.
Because he can't understand how can you be where you are and you doubt in certain things.
Let's move it.
But,
We're out of time.
I'm meant to go back to the beef, you know?
No. It's just you saw it.
Let's redirect it. Let's talk about Man United and have fun.
Come on.
Let's have fun.
Molly Mar. Just quickly touch on this Lyon game first. Just go straight into it.
Sorry, quick one. This was their plan all along. It was to get you man riled up so they don't look like United. They played you lot for fools.
You're United fan as well,
yeah, United fan. I'm a United fan, but we all know that United.
I tried to get their content from over here.
No, but United don't need the minutes. We know that.
We
know United.
It was a great conversation, to be fair.
The Real Madrid talk was up there.
Bro, move on, man.
Yeah, but
Newcastle fan, bro.
Marley Bar. Talk to us about Onana, because I know you're wearing the goalkeeping shirt. So,
man. Listen, just in case Man United need me in it, I'll roll back the years, bruv, and go in the sticks, bruv. I'll be there as.
I just want to add though.
By the way, the sunglasses can come off now.
Newcastle goals. No, I just want you to know that Onana saves those goals.
No, but
But
it wasn't actually shot stopping. It was issues. It was kicking. Which is a massive part of his problem.
Well, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper. He can't kick for.
Who, the one that you played in, or the one that
the one that stepped in. He can't kick in it, and that was obviously where there came from. Like it was three mistakes.
It's mad how at that level you can't kick a ball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You train every day.
But
the thing is, it's crazy when you think 50 million for Onana, bro.
Yeah.
50 million.
But then I feel that just falls back to United's the whole what they're doing over there.
Yeah,
it don't make sense. They're man of vibes. Like, the great Champions League final even though Inter didn't win it, and then we take the keeper.
Yeah,
get
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
And Inter's defense.
That's what I would say as well. We don't profile the right players. Obviously, like it's always like name brand, and Onana was a name brand. And for most Man United fans, myself included, I thought he would be a decent signing because obviously we were trying to approach games like playing from the back type thing, innit? But what we didn't take into account is that we ain't got the facilities for that anyway. Like regardless of
the facility.
I remember Della warning you lot from when you lot were linked, bruv. I remember.
Onana.
That's true.
No, but linked to based on the fact that Onana might not be it.
No, he just said that. He said I don't think you guys are going to enjoy Onana the way you think you are.
Yeah, I mean it's a contributing factor in it. Obviously, he's not particularly great.
He would have said I was a hater. Every time I say something about United, I'm a hater.
Yeah, but it's rude and hate.
Yeah, no. To be fair, I'll give credit to due. He calls some stuff right.
But I feel like you give Onana a better platform with a better like defense and better plays.
I don't think
he's a better keeper.
I don't think so. Look at the two Lyon goals he's let in.
Yeah, the two Lyon goals, but then
there's nothing to do with the defense there.
No, but you're already in the mud. So like, if you're not in the mud and you put him in a team that isn't in the mud, do we see a different player? I think that's what I'm saying.
I hear that, but he's saying
we see a different player, but his ability is not.
No, exactly. But I feel like
it's just that he's not being exposed as much. He's not exposed as much. I think they held the ball.
I think Onana's a good shot stopper, but he makes mistakes. But I feel like he does make mistakes.
He makes a lot.
He makes a lot of mistakes because he's had a few where they're easy saves. And so, but then I don't know if because what's going on at United is there a lot of pressure on the players. In all,
he put the pressure on himself, though. He put the pressure on himself because he said to he was sending for Lyon.
No, but that's as a man. We've seen it in this podcast.
Yeah.
When testosterone's in the room and you've got different points of view, you're gonna push back on it.
Nothing. Performed
exactly. He could have just.
Bro, you can't when you're not performing.
If you're getting called out,
I don't want to take it, but Declan Rice, movements of magic. I know. Part of that was because he see what Sculpture said, because he see what the criticism he was getting, and he let it. He never come out and said something.
What part are we talking about? The free kicks?
No, yeah, because remember,
No,
because
when Scorcher was saying that
interviewed him-
about the player that he was only like what?
but not about his free kicks, but what there was a lot of saying he can't receive the ball on the half turn. There was a lot of criticism.
Sorry.
That's so rude. How can you say a professional football player can't receive the ball at half?
He didn't
do that game.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of criticism kind of in the build-up to going into this game. So I feel like he answered these critics on the pitch with these moments of magic.
I don't need to half turn. I bang free kicks.
He had a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
So like for Onana to come out and say something before the game's actually
It's
been
mad,
played.
bro.
It's kinda
Madness.
wild.
But Matic said that he's the worst goalkeeper that Manchester
Yeah,
United.
but what you
It's
do
fact,
is you
but
go
you
to
proved
Lyon,
them right.
go to Lyon and have a
Yeah, he did prove them right.
It was
He did prove them right. But what I'm saying is, I think he had the right to respond to
No,
that.
but it was done with on the
You go to Lyon,
Yeah.
you go to Lyon, you play a worldie, you have a clean sheet,
Exactly.
and then when you're getting interviewed, then you can say what you want to say.
Exactly.
Drive. Matic didn't come out of his way and say nothing for no reason.
I know.
So that's why I'm saying.
He got stitched up though.
But no,
Yeah, he
but
did, he
hang on,
did.
but Onana needs to be silent when you're not playing well,
exactly.
No, but
bro. Don't come out and talk about other teams, bro. Like,
What Onana, I think, what Onana was asked was that how well do you think you're going to do against Lyon? He says, I think if we play to verbatim, if we play to our level, we go through because we are the better team, and I believe that most people.
Why are you the better team?
No, you're
Well,
not.
most people-
He ain't going to say we're not the best team.
Joey, why are you saying nothing?
Sorry. You should say nothing because nothing about this season has
You
shown that
got
you're the
asked the
better team.
question.
No, but in Europa,
Mhm.
they've been a completely different outfit. in
Yeah, but
Europa.
they're at the same place where Lyon are. So like, why are you a better team than Lyon? Because Lyon are stinking in the league as well.
Manchester
Just like you, and they're doing well in the Europa League.
but
Just like
they're
you.
sixth as well.
However,
They're not actually
that being
bad.
said though, before Real Madrid and Arsenal played, you guys were always giving Real Madrid the advantage over Arsenal, and that was based on heritage. So that's what's
Man
going
United don't have Europa League heritage.
But no, Man United just have heritage in general.
No,
They're a big
Man
club.
United don't have Europa League heritage. That doesn't mean you have Europa League
But Joey, let's not be too pedantic on that point. What I'm trying to say, Manchester United, they're a bigger club, and then on top of that, in Europa,
Agreed.
in Europa, their form in Europa has been next to kind of flawless. Let's be real. It's made by their Premier League thing. So I'm just
Liverpool showed that your form can be flawless and it doesn't mean anything.
okay. But I'm only speaking towards saying that. I'm just speaking towards Onana being in the position where he can say.
My point is, don't say nothing when you've been terrible this season.
I agree.
That's the only thing.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. He was stitched up. He was asked a question, and he was
Just say, I feel like our team is decent and we should do well. Don't say
But that's
nothing
what he
about
said,
Lyon.
though.
No, he said our team we're the better team.
We're the better team. We should go through.
But you're not the better team.
That's what he thinks.
But don't say what you think when you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We all know football etiquette. You put yourself in the firing line for that. Man.
Yes,
Because we all know that no play. If Real Madrid players were asked that question about Arsenal, they would never say we're the better team than Arsenal.
Yeah.
They would say, listen, Arsenal are a great side, but
You don't want
I
to Mo
feel
Salah
like
when he did that.
we can compete with them.
Yeah, exactly.
The wording
You
is
come
so
more on a
different.
humble tip.
Yeah, the wording will be
Remember
so
Mo Salah
different.
did it against Real Madrid in the Champions League? Everybody was laughing at
And then
him.
what, Ramos
At the end
put
of
his
him. No, and he was crying. Everyone's like, you put yourself in there. Nobody asked you to talk to him, man.
Bukayo Saka is one of the most humble players I've ever seen, and he still gets rubbished, and he gets compared to people that have no business being compared to.
But he always answers them on the pitch.
Yeah,
he answers
He
them
never
on
comes out and
Yeah,
says,
go on.
we don't even know if he has a problem with his
Exactly,
haters.
bro.
Because he just comes and plays.
I agree with that, but what I'm trying to say is, no matter how you address your haters, you're gonna get haters.
Yeah, but if you address your haters,
Who is the hater? Onana is the hater.
He's a hater, bro. I don't think
Because I'm saying, if anyone is a hater, it's him, bro. Because Lyon are minding their business, bro.
Yeah.
Matic is minding his business.
No, but they're not minding the business.
Come out and said what he was saying.
He's asked a question.
No, but Man's come out and said what he said and didn't even play. Like, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
So really, Onana could have said nothing, played the game, had a good game, and then
that I agree with. He shouldn't have said anything afterwards.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you're asked the questions initially, and then the reporters then bringing it to Matic,
to media
tricks, bruv.
Yeah, but he should be savvy to it, man. He should be savvy. You know,
That's your opponent.
Exactly.
Because now, if Lyon come and knock you out,
yeah, exactly. People are blaming you.
Why
Onana.
don't you blame the club for not giving him PR training? Because Bukayo Saka would never.
Nah, come on, man. He should know better. He's a £50 million pound player, man.
Train up your players, man. PR
Saka
training.
would probably love to, bro. But after the England thing, innit? He's obviously
Because you saw they tried to draw Saka out. They tried to draw Saka out. It was like, how do you feel it's going to be playing with these particular levels of players? And Saka was like, I don't you saw the way we answered it. I don't like to be compared, or I don't compare myself to those. He just kept it. But you could tell in his tone of voice and his cadence that, bro, that was quite rude. And, we saw what he did at 60%. But I'm just saying, I think that comes from the training he got from Arsenal. Being Arsenal
from Arsenal, bro. I think he's just got common sense, bro. He's got common sense.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say, man. Onana ain't got a good team around him.
No, just ain't got good common sense, bro.
Didn't one of your directors just resign or something?
Yeah, Blanc.
It's all going mad. It's all going mad over there, man.
It's Ineos. I'm sure you guys put him on the website. But
it's still working for Ineos, by the way.
Yeah, Marley Moore, but as well, quickly.
But he's been fired.
No, he didn't get fired. He wasn't really in the role. Like, he's always been tentatively like giving counsel to
getting paid.
Their man, innit? Because he used to work for PSG doing the same thing.
Fair enough.
But I was going to say Marley Moore as well. At the end of that, just before the end of the Lyon game, Amarin switched Maguire for Lindelof, and I think there were question marks about that when he's actually played. I think 80 minutes?
And that was
the back line was actually doing all right.
That was a
good for Lindelof. I mean,
and you know Lindelof.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that guy Lindelof, man. Like, obviously his time in the club's coming to an end, and thank God for that, bruv. I think he's obviously getting a little bit more game time now because he used to play with Ruben as well, innit?
Yeah, of course.
So maybe they've got some chummy thing going where I'm going to give you minutes before you sign off. But yeah, any game where you having to rely on Lindelof to do anything, bruv, is a problem. Happened on the weekend again. He didn't play particularly great. But I was going to say, does that show the sign of where Man United is at the moment? Because Bruno went off and Lindelof got the captain's armband. Does that show the mud that we're in?
It's a mess, brother.
Yeah, it's all mad, bro.
I think Almiron's just freestyling.
Why do you keep calling him Almiron, bro? It's Amarim.
To be honest, I don't think he's earned the right to get his name right, bro.
Almiron, bro. Trust me.
If he starts to improve, bro, I'll learn his second name because right now I'm just calling Ruben, bro.
I'll be real. I feel Amarim's a good manager, right? I think he's a good manager, but I just think the whole thing with Man United right now, I think the whole place is
just a mess.
It's a mess from the training ground to the Old Trafford, from the staff. So even this guy, Ratcliffe, that you brought in as the guy, he's just cycling, man. He ain't a football man.
No, of course
do you get what I mean? So all of these things, it's just a mess right now. And I think it's to sort it out is going to take a while, but it's going to be heartache and pain for you, man. In the process of it. Because what do? Do they let Amarin spend money in the summer?
I think they have to.
Or do they sack him?
They won't sack him.
I think Ruben's position at the minute is that he's obviously didn't want to come in at the time he came to the club, and I think he's got there. He's realised that it's way worse than he initially thought it was, and now he's just he's identified the players that he doesn't want there, and he's almost written off the season. Yeah. I think he would love to obviously go far in Europa, but he's also kind of said it doesn't really matter. I disagree with that because
did he say that?
He's alluding to the season being a write-off.
I think he's backtracked though, because I think when they asked him recently, he's like, all our focus now depends on Europa.
Because he's stressed, he's depressed.
He's
depressed. When they asked him the question the first time, he was like, what, fuck this, I'm out. When they asked him again, he had a little word, he's like, no.
Exactly. He thought, actually, shit.
I've got to re-change up my thing. But
I was going to say, even when we move on to the Newcastle game, I know he's made changes, he's probably thinking of Lyon. But then you got players like Eriksen, Lindelof against a Newcastle team that, if you look from the goalkeeping, I mean, Della will tell us, from the goalkeeper to the defence to the midfield to the attack. They've got everything on point.
It's a throwaway game though, to the point where before
I know it's a throwaway game.
I knew, obviously I'm not going to put in our groups because you lot are haters, but I'll put in my Man United groups that I expected Newcastle to move to us. When I learned that,
I called it.
I did. Not 4-1, but I knew we were going to get moved to in an aggressive way. And the reason I did is because obviously Newcastle had 2 games in hand, and I knew that if they win their 2 games in hand, they then go to third. And obviously that is mad incentive to turn over a team that ain't playing for nothing within the league.
I don't think that's
got an important game on Thursday.
They didn't need much. They didn't need much to turn
over. But to be fair, it was. I mean, obviously we lost 4-1, but it was actually 3 mistakes.
I think Amarim's big mistake is playing 3 at the back. You can't play 3 at the back system. Don't work in this league right now.
It doesn't work with what we've got
because it's not work because they're playing bad. A 3 at the back technically turns to a 5 at the back. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
of course.
Because it's not really working. So now the defense it's not looking like you got 2 wing backs. It's more looking like you got 5 defenders. Do you get what I mean? When it works and it's firing, then it looks like you got
But
three at the
I
back
blame
and
United
two
for that
wing-backs.
though, because obviously you know your team's stinking and you brought him to replace a manager that has flopped, and then you're saying come in and change the whole system, and you're saying to him, okay, well, don't play your system, play another system. Why are you here? Why is he here, bro? Like, why is he here, bro? Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't bring him here to play someone else's system.
Yeah.
So like, it's
And I think that's
bro.
the reason why he wanted to come in the summer.
Exactly.
It would make more sense.
It's going to take a long time to establish a new system, and you can't be doing that when guys' motivations is rock bottom.
Yeah.
But even if he came in the summer, he's still going to play the same system. He's likely to have the same set of players.
Yeah,
But I'd say...
I disagree with that.
So what you guys would say, he would have more time on the training ground.
No.
He'll come in with his players.
Because it obviously.
But my I'm not going to say, here's a chance for going by a whole new squad. He may have.
They have to, bro. If you're bringing in a new system to the club,
they don't have to. We're going to do it in part.
How are you going to?
Your first window. Your first window, you're not going to say, change the whole team. You can only bring 2 or 3 players.
Yeah.
So essentially, he's still going to be working with these same players now, and you're going to say, okay, you need time on the training ground.
The call will be different.
No.
2 or 3 players is the core.
It may be the core. What most part is saying, most part of it will still be the same players, and he's had time on the training ground to get this right.
So I agree with that. But so my thing with Ruben at the minute is like, obviously, like we have to give him time. Like I say we have to. We should give him time. And I'll say that because, like, obviously he's had a January window, but in January windows we know no business really gets done. Obviously we managed to get in Dorgu, but in terms of like revamping a team in a way that we need to, in January you're not going to be able to offload the players that we need to offload. The players that you might identify as being a success in certain positions, they're not going to be available because they're at other clubs. Like so we need at a bare minimum to get this summer window out of the way to see what he's saying in next season. So obviously I'm judging him at the minute because I'll be honest, like he's obviously been very, very stubborn in his approach to how he wants to play opposition teams. But I'm still not seeing improvements, and that's where my issue. Like I haven't seen the value of this formation as of yet. Like and that's the part that's making me a bit nervous about him.
You might not ever see it.
Do you want him out, or you're just?
No, I wouldn't say I want him out because what else is there? Like we've been beaten up so much, bruv. Like this minute, bruv. I'm just.
I feel like United can't afford to sack him. Like they paid what they paid out for Ten Hag. You sack. Amarin's got what, a 3-year contract, 2-year contract, whatever. Like to buy him out of that contract now.
Yeah, not yet.
Bro,
not yet.
All you have is soup and sandwich in your canteen, bro. You cannot. Now, you can't terminate a contract for another contract.
No, because he was criticising Amarim. I just wondered if he was out because apparently when you criticise a manager, you just want them out. That's what the thing is. But anyway. We digress.
You're very petty, man.
Listen, I never told you that I'm a magnanimous man.
You have every right to feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
You're just an entitled so-and-so that's just moving mad because he's not getting what he wants. Like, so let's not, you know what I'm saying?
It's been 21 years.
Marley Mark also, before we just end the United segment, Xerxes obviously probably injury done now to the end of the season. It's a hamstring.
What happened before? Like he pulled it? Because why did Joey in the group say he's a guy? Because I was seeing. I saw that.
There was some good takeaways today.
No, because I just he's your better striker.
He's a baller. But I'm not allowed to say he's a baller.
I just want to know, like, so obviously for the pod because we.
There's a little interplay between him, Bruno, Eriksson, that little.
We got the shot
on. But then I think when the ball was coming into him, he was one time switching it out wide.
Yeah, no,
like some Ivan Toney shit, bro.
He's got something
dribbling past players and guys, but.
I think he's got something about him, but he can't play the way he plays because the team in the way is shit.
Exactly, yeah.
But from what I've watched from United over the last 4 games that I've seen,
he's got something.
He's been our most improved player.
Yeah. I feel he's better than Hoyland.
That's not difficult.
No, but still though.
He's signed on fans.
Because obviously we know he's not a goal. He's not scoring goals. Let's be honest. But if you like compare him. Remember Firmino at Liverpool. He wasn't scoring goals, but in link-up wise, if he had the wide forwards, they had Mane doing his thing, he had Salah doing his thing, and Firmino just looked like mad lit. If we had something like that, We would.
Yeah.
I think
Two wider.
You think if you got Garnacho, because he plays, what is it? Zersky up top, then it's like you kind of got 2 10s in it. So you think if them 2 10s are like on a mad thing and you got Zersky in the middle in between them, like it works. You can see him actually playing that role.
So what happens now that he's injured? Like, do you move Bruno out of his? Because Bruno's kind of been playing his best football in the 8. Like, do you move him into the 10 now?
You got to go to your under 16s.
Maino's back now. Like, what do you guys?
Europa, bro.
I'd rather Bruno false 9 than Højlund.
I mean, Chido will play in the Prem.
Who's going to create?
FA Cup final.
Or who's going to create? This is Ruben's formation, though, not ETH.
To be honest, Højlund offers so little in that striker position, but I'd rather that with the expectation that we might do something. Even if he's dropping in, I feel Bruno will be able to deliver something.
Sorry, what you're saying about Højlund, that's why I'm finding it difficult when you're not criticising Onana, you're criticising all these other guys, even Amorim. Why is Højlund leaving at your club for 76 million, bro?
I can't tell you.
So that's what I'm saying. For me, everybody at your team has a clean slate, bro, because the decision making is insane. Bro. It's insane.
Because obviously we're not going to have Xerxes now, so Højlund is going to play for the Lyon game. There's no Chido for that game because he wasn't registered. There's no one really else up top to really.
Is the Europa something you still?
We need it. That's our season.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything hangs on.
Okay.
And obviously he made the changes, so obviously he's thinking with that in mind. Otherwise, why would you change it?
We can finish 17th.
You win Europa, it kind of covers the cracks of how bad the season is.
I don't even think it covers the cracks, to be honest, because if we finish 17th and win Europa, we still finish 17th, bro.
Nah. You know what? I think it's all good, bro.
Yeah, it's not all good.
If you get Champions League, I think you're still going to be able to compete.
Oh, yeah, because if they win Europa, they get Champions League football.
You're still going to be able to.
That's a mental achievement.
That would be wild. You
have
have no business in the Champions League. With all due respect, I'm not even trolling here. You have no business. No business. Can you imagine showing up to the Camp Nou or something? Bro,
we moved to Barcelona. We played them in the Europa League.
All right, times have changed, man.
Let's move on because the time literally has evaded us because we spent 45 minutes on Arsenal. But
not Salah. Your mouth, man.
Man City, quickly, just one-liners. So Man City beat Palace. Are they going to be up there? What are they going for? Are they going for top 4, top 5? Are they going to be up there? They're picking up form again quickly.
Are you talking about Man City?
Man City, they just beat Palace.
Both your teams got pumped.
Huh?
I forgot you're on Palace.
Yeah, maybe. Mamouche is looking good.
Yeah.
Mamouche is looking really good. And KDB says is back in form. He's feeling healthy again. So they could. And it's top 5 as well. So potentially top 6. I don't know how that's
definitely top 5. Man.
No, top 5 now guaranteed.
Top now 5 guaranteed. Yeah, for Champions League
because Arsenal beat Real Madrid. Thank us later.
I mean, we ain't gonna thank you, but we ain't gonna. That doesn't.
And I'll just quickly run through. Obviously, Wolves beat Spurs. I had to just highlight that before.
Oh, it's embarrassing, man.
You knew that was happening.
Embarrassing.
But Wolves have got a crazy record over Spurs, you know.
Yeah,
I think they beat. Yeah, I think they're beating them like the last 5 games or something like that.
Still. Spurs are horribly bad.
Did they lose in Europa Draw?
No, drew with Frankfurt.
They should have lost, but they drew at home.
Yeah, they should have lost.
Like against what was the team? I can't remember.
Frankfurt.
Randers. Oh no, Frankfurt. Yeah. Like no, that's terrible.
We know we're in the Champions League, but give us some respect.
Yeah, no, but I think Frankfurt knocked Tottenham out.
Yeah, 100%.
They beat at home.
At home, they knock them out.
You know Tottenham.
Yeah,
I feel like he's trying to. I feel like he's playing for. And you know what's crazy? Don was just about to cuss him in the Arsenal group.
Cussed him as well, but
yeah,
he went bro.
He should have got Newcastle. He fucked up by not going Newcastle.
He might get a move, but Tottenham lost 17 times. Oh, you lot lost 14 though. That's crazy. Tottenham's lost 17 times
quickly, and
Southampton 19.
Yeah,
I was going to say next game, Southampton obviously lost to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
they had PSG midweek. How did we think they did? They obviously let it slip.
I feel like PSG's got too. Like when I watched that game, and I just think PSG they just raised it.
Yeah,
they just raised it, and I think Villa looked a little lost. They don't know. Like obviously for them. Like Villa are a good side, but they lack European experience.
They
was in
Europa.
PSG or Villa? Who would you rather, PSG or Villa?
PSG.
If we win, obviously.
Like, really? To be fair, I'll be honest. Because of how Aston Villa, I feel like if we get past Real Madrid, I feel like it don't matter. I honestly feel like it don't matter because I feel like the team's going to be so pumped. They're going to be on it. Whoever we get, they're not going to want to get us. That's what it's going to be. I don't feel like
Villa got mind control.
You want to see the PSG game?
This season we beat Villa away and we drew them at home. And we was 2-0 up in that game. So I just feel like it don't. I take either, because even just watching that game against Villa, I was like, when they play PSG, I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'll take PSG kind of like they're looking a bit lost, like the pressure's got to them.
Yeah,
you think, let's say they do scrape past PSG, then they're in the semis, against Arsenal. That's I feel like we're more built to handle that moment than they are.
I'd be more worried about playing them than playing Real Madrid. It's so strange, but I just feel that way. Villa. With the Emirates thing and how they have had our number a lot of times, but I just feel like just watching the PSG game, just how they struggled, and how it I don't know. Obviously, they might get a new lease of energy for us, but the pressure, you could see the pressure, and then PSG just kept turning it on. PSG suits us. I agree with you. I'd rather PSG as well.
Fair. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's go back pages quickly. So back pages where we highlight, it'll be a player, team, manager, other sport that's done well this past weekend or past week. Start with you, Strives. Obviously, I know where yours is going to go. Back pages,
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm not even gonna give mine to Declan Rice. I'm gonna give mine to Miles Lewis Skelly, bro. I think he was freaking phenomenal.
You don't want to give it to Arteta?
You can give it to Arteta as well. You give it to Arteta. You got your own back pages. But Miles Lewis Skelly is, man, I'm going to give it to Miles Lewis Skelly because this guy, man, this guy is showing that there's nothing that he can't do. Like, he's only 18 years old, scored in his debut for England, coming up against Galacticos in Real Madrid, as everyone is saying, and he did not look out of place. In fact, I'm seeing him bodying people, 2 nutmegs. You've seen the clips, you've seen what Arsenal's putting up, man, just clip farming, and it's just Miles Lewis Skelly just bossing the pitch. Back pages, man.
Big Doug.
Can it be any sport or anything? Or just
anything.
Yeah, and it's obviously it can be football.
Yeah, you know what? Would you say Miles Skelly?
Yeah.
Give it to Deckers. Declan Rice, I think, he's on the front page and back page. I just feel like, he gave us that moment that I feel a lot of fans are probably still watching the replays now. So I think I must have watched it 3 times today already. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've been watching them back. And then I feel like he's given us that moment, but on top of that, I just feel like he's the player that I feel like I can see having the armband going forward into the next few seasons. Like, do you know what I mean?
Della?
I was going to give my back pages to Rice, but I think he's been he's been overshadowed by Strives, so I'll give my back pages to Strives. He's had his moment today.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that?
No.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's beefy in there.
When you support like 800 teams, bro, you can't trust someone like this, man. Supper, bro. We had a plan, bro. We had a strategy. Bro.
Who had a plan? You bring your pad today? Okay, cool. There's no plan for me. I gave you what you wanted. Just give me my pad back at the end.
We're talking about Real Madrid, and then you start talking about Arteta, man. Come on, man. Time and the place, man.
We've done it. Jeezy.
Obviously, as you know, the football for me wasn't particularly great. So I'm going to give it to Paddy Pimblett.
Did he win?
He won, He moved to Charlotte. He mashed him up.
Sheesh.
Great card as well, to be fair. I was surprised. It was, good card.
Yeah, I was content, man. I wanted to watch that still.
Yeah. Mo Salah, man. Come on, man. Like, people in here saying that he's done. Like,
how he ain't done that this week? What the hell?
He got the assist,
bro. Yeah. You know what the commentator said? The commentator said sumptuous.
He played good.
The commentator said sumptuous, bro. When he plucked the ball out the air, bro.
Most goal involvements in the Premier League.
Anyway, obviously, some people think he's not going to be able to continue next season. I think he will, man. So, yeah, man, shout out Mo Salah and bun Declan Rice, bro. What did he do this weekend? All right, then. Let's end it there, guys.
Waffle. That's good.
No need, man. We had a lot of beef in this episode.
You played in Partey. You didn't watch football this week.
I'm going to give
I was in hospital. Surgery.
They had an excuse. I'm going to give my one to Moyes, just because, again, they beat Nottingham Forest. I think he's going a bit under the radar, so need to give him his credit where it's due. When he came in, they were literally going to be relegated. Now, it's almost like they're a new team.
You're grinding away with them.
Wolves have got a 4-game win streak as well, right?
Yeah.
Is that a new manager?
Yeah.
But he's had a couple of losses, but he's had
That's
okay.
where Newcastle's obviously a Newcastle fan. That's where you lot have got a.
I heard you wrap it up.
That's where you lot are having a solid streak as well since the Carabao.
What's got to do with me?
I'm asking the Newcastle fan.
He's wearing an Arsenal shirt, bro. Let's just wrap
I
it.
don't even know why the show's done today.
Yeah, it's done anyway. Thanks for joining. It's been a very interesting episode. Big shout out to Big Doug. You're great.
I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
We'll be
I
back
appreciate you,
same place next week.
man.
Peace.